Las Vegas Open, and we got some great insight from our man Will Stewart on the best spot to see the Sphere. And so far, it says Sphere.
As you can see, Will Stewart picked the best view of the last 35% of it. I was told there's more of a Sphere, though. Do you think we can get a better angle?
I'm sure we can. Let's just see if we can figure this out on our own.
Let's do it.
Well, this is much better. Way better. Glad that we listened to Jen Mounts on the recommendation here.
Yeah, Jen and Tori saw this from the other parking lot that Will picked. Way better.
Yeah,
way better
that's the
overall.
Kansas parking lot over there. But here we are for our Friday coverage of the Las Vegas Open. And Sean, we have a bunch of stuff in store for us, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, welcome. Thank you so much for viewing with us. Hit that like button, hit that share button. Let everybody know that we are live here at the LVO. Today is some great action. We got the 501 Singles Championship. Last year's champions, Joey Lanaugh and Carolyn Mars. Both of them, I believe, are returning. They're both here. How do they favor in this bad boy?
Well, we saw Lanaugh a couple months ago. I say a couple months ago. It was back in August, where at the DPFL event, he went really well. He played pretty deep runs against some top-level players.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be wondering, is he going to be able to replicate a run like that out here? Clearly, he's still in form. It's Joey Lanaugh. Can't count him out of the fact. But honestly, Paula Murphy trying to reprise her 2023 title is going to be the one I'd look out for because she's been looking to earn a big win here lately.
Yeah, I agree with that completely. And it's going to be a tough field no matter what on both the men's and women's side. A lot of international players have come over to try and play in these tournaments. And that brings me to one of my favorite tournaments that we do here at the Las Vegas Open, and that is singles cricket. It's my favorite because we have a whole bunch of international players who come over that are very talented, some even PDC level talent, but they don't know cricket Mickey Mouse strategy, right? And so it is so different to see our Americans battling against maybe some more talented players than they're used to, but being able to come out on top because of strategy.
On top of that, you have to remember, a lot of these players are really focusing on that gold event tomorrow. Today's all about tune-up. Yeah, if you get the win, you get the prize money, you're going to be happy. It's the Las Vegas Open. Getting a win out here is everything. But they're going to also be focusing on getting in top form for the rest of the weekend of action. And tonight's events can really spell a good or bad weekend for you.
Yeah, that being said, of course, last year's champion was Fallon Sherrick in the singles for the women's cricket. In the men's side of things, Robbie Mills took down the title. A bit of a surprise winner there. Obviously talented this year. Another tough test for whoever comes to the table.
The best part about this event is that it's wide open and really anybody can hoist the trophy. And we're just excited to get into the action and send it over to our field report to figure out more about who might win it today.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that, Nick and Sean. Welcome, everyone, to the Dart Hall here. This is the ADO 501 National Championships going on behind me, the round-robin stages. So we're going to be getting right into our coverage with the knockout stages, of course. But, yeah, as you can see, some really good competitors in the background, no doubt about that, both on the male and the female side. We'll take you on down here as we got some more fantastic players playing in this 501 National Championship. Let me tell you, folks, last year's champion, Joey Lanaugh, is in the field. He's going to be a tough competitor. We've got Leonard Gates as well as Alex Spellman, numerous others. And then how about on the female side? Asia Jalbert, one to watch out there for me. I think you definitely watch Tracy Firetag as well. But, hey, let's take you to the stream. Let's get right into it, folks, with our knockout stages of the ADO 501 National Championships.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 46th annual Winmore Fleetwood Memorial Las Vegas Open, live here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Sean Green joined by Nick Dirachi Teixeira. Nick, we have the ADO 501 National Championships going on currently. We had the knockout or the group stages earlier to get to this point, and we're now in the knockout in the first round. Last 16 bout between Denise Johns and Andrea Taylor.
Yeah, this is going to be a great one to be looking at to get things going here. Reminder that they just came off that round robin, so everyone that we're going to be watching has already had their darts, their first round blues out of the way, and we're going to be seeing the best out of all these competitors and what they have to offer here. As you can see, Andrea Taylor getting a 1-0 jump in this, but then Denise Johns finding 140. We're going to be in for a good time here, Sean.
Yeah, it's going to be a great battle. You can see that first of 4 legs here in this last 16 of the women's 501 KO. Andrea Taylor is the U.S. #1 women's player for the WDF. As you see her fly a little high there into double tops. Andrea actually was a little bit close to not getting through the group stages. Does get through, but there were only 4 players in her group, and she finished second overall. Dimple Ranches in Group A finished the top there. Andrea only averaged 47.04 in the knockout stage as well, which is a little bit below what we would expect out of her. On the reverse side, if you've not heard of Denise Johns won her group, Group G, and that group had Liz Tynan in it. So finishes better than Liz overall, 49.78 MPR.
Yep, and
nope.
Denise, 49.78 is correct.
PPR.
Yeah. And Denise is going to be 13th highest average on the day so far, coming out of that round robin stage. And Taylor sitting closer to 21, but there's only 2 points separating them in average. And you can see so far the standard has risen as we're not in group play anymore. And there's something different when you know it's just time to get into that elimination stage. As right now, heavily favoring 6 darts clear for Taylor to take a 2-0 jump and a race to 4.
Yeah, 100 left. A little 2-dart combination here. Shout out to our chalker there, Maddox, who will be on that stage often. Double 19 needed, right?
Yep, she went for the split.
Yep, so she leaves 28. 217 there for Denise. Just going to try and set it up. We appreciate everybody joining us. Hit that like button, hit that share button if you're over on YouTube or Facebook. Let everybody know that we are live here in Las Vegas, Nevada for this Las Vegas Open. Premier event for Steel Tip in the States.
Interesting that she chose to split the 38s using the 10 because she pulled inside, and that double 7 was not the most well placed. And now we have a champagne shot, not going at it the traditional bowls route.
Well, I'm going to guess really quickly that when she had 38 left, she was actually trying to hit the 6 to leave 32 and dropped a little bit low into that 10. So I'm going to guess this was not an ideal leave anyway on the split. Double 7, which is my least favorite double on the board. It's a pretty good marker, but is it awkward?
Yeah, it does take advantage of it, though, for a 2-0 jump here. Taylor holding throw. And now it's going to be up to Johns to kind of get settled in on this one. Again, playing 10 points above the round robin average, but has much more room to grow.
Yeah, and Andrea Taylor is, you take that group stage, and I think it was just survive and advance, and now she knows it's game on, and she's trying to do that. The winner of this one will play the winner of board 18 out there, which is Kim Panty taking on Paula Murphy.
Now that's an interesting matchup.
Yeah. So in the second round there, that could be one of the favorites taking on one of the favorites.
Well, and partner playing partner, right? Kim and Paula partner up for pretty much everything nowadays. And seeing them play against each other in the first round is something that they're going to be familiar in each other's game and probably going to be playing some of their best. But, of course, it's going to be a tall task for either one of these players to overcome, and one where these girls aren't going to be afraid of that challenge.
Yeah, 100%. You see the drag over into the 5. Let's go over this top 16, the matches that are going on. You got Dimple Ranches, which, by the way, is my favorite name of all time, maybe, taking on Liz Tynan. You got Lisa Tyler, who won her group, taking on Cassie Scantlin. Lisa Yee back in action, a year removed from her surgery. She's taking on Tammy Dauber, good old Tammy. Caroline Mars, last year's defending champion in this event, is taking on Korea Odenthal from Alaska. You got Paula Murphy taking on Kim Panty, and then Denise Johns, Andrea Taylor. We mentioned her earlier. Asia Jalbert is taking on Clayana Brandon. Asia has not lost a single leg in the group stage.
Yeah, you're talking about players to look out for. I mean, of course, any of these girls have the ability to win it, but specifically, Asia's the one to look at. She came out in great form, and I just saw her right before we got live, and I was like, "Are you feeling good? If I picked you as one of the favorites in this bracket?" And she said, "Absolutely." Absolutely, as she was looking really calm and cool, collected, and that's the type of mentality you need to be in to win in this field.
Yeah, and then the winner of that match gets Charlotte Block or Tracy Firetag, another one of the favorites in there.
Beautiful shot from
Big
Taylor.
127.
Yeah, she did that quick switch to the bowl, took full advantage, and then hit the collect on the bottom for a potential 3-0 jump here. Johns is going to get to a finish, but it's not nearly in as good of range as Taylor has. 88 for the look.
I just love the fact that Andrea Taylor is throwing 20-some points above her average in the group stage. And you know what? She's on the stage here, playing in this top 16. It's time to turn on the guns there, and she's doing exactly that.
Well, and I would argue she threw 20 points below her average in the group stage, if I'm going to
That's fair.
Frame it in any kind of way.
Peter Bolin from Brazil saying, I plan to attend this event next year. You will be in for a great time. As Denise Johns, unable to do anything with the 128, does leave a ton if she returns. But Andrea Taylor, 52 left. 12 for tops.
Take a moment to recompose here. Knows the importance of the start, getting to match point first.
And
Drills
hits it. And a 3-0 lead now for Andrea Taylor. Throwing lights out. That one was another break a throw, so she'll dusty-do and step right up once again.
And you can see Chalker Maddox saying, I got you. You're up here. Go right in that mix, and let's get some darts flowing.
See if she can keep the foot on the gas pedal. Because last thing you want to do is let Denise back in this match.
Well, and Denise has not been far off the margins by any means, but Taylor especially has been taking advantage of these moments when it's in that 200s range to get to that finish first, to set herself up, and even get opportunities for splits that you only – when you're having opportunity to split darts, that's usually because you're in a pretty comfortable position.
Yep. Let's take a look around the venue here real quick. Tammy Dauber up 1-0 on Lisa Yee. Liz Tynan up 1-0 on Dimple Ranches. Charlotta Block up 1-0 on Tracy Firetag. Lisa Tyler 2-0 up on Casey Scantlin. Andrea Taylor 3-0 lead, of course, on Denise Johns. Cleanna Brandon up 3-0 on Asia Jalbert.
Wow. I mean, that's a tough matchup altogether, but
She's averaging 68 right now doing so. Carolyn Mars up 2-0 on Correa. And then Kim Panty, Paula Murphy 1-1 scoreline. But, yeah, definitely the shock out there right now is Asia Jalbert down 3-0 to Cleanna Brandon. Man, you might have jinxed her there.
maybe I did. But if anything, right, if you're going to lose to somebody or be in a situation like that, Cleanna Brandon's a girl that's been absolutely stellar in her game in the last 24 months, has been very favorable to her. Taylor's still out in front here after 12. Looking primed to hold throw here.
Race to 4, once again here in this last 16 of the ADO 501 National Championship. This is the women's side of things going on. For the men, current champion is Joey Lenaw, who beat Patrick Keithy 6-2 in the final there.
It's going to be interesting to see how that bracket develops, as well as I think both of these fields are wide open for the taking. Well, does not successfully get to a finish. Johns has an opportunity here, but needs to collect, and you can see the eye roll there, feeling the frustrations of this, knowing how important that go was, because Taylor will leave a finish on this turn.
Yeah, she's just marching a little bit too much left and right there, unfortunately. Still throwing above her average from group play, but Andrea Taylor just on a different level right now.
It was nice and consistent with the 60 there to get to that 112 finish. Good combination finish. One treble needed in that combo. We'll be pressured a little bit here. Looks like that might be 95 there.
133? Then
Yeah.
95, all right.
95 on the turn, so it does get in range there with the little fish. But it might go now.
Oh, misses the big number. 43 remains.
Needs to make sure to set this up properly.
Does exactly that. But Denise Johns, this is a must-go at this point. Just a one treble combination That's actually a pretty good marker for her.
It might be a visual block more than a physical one there.
Yeah, the height disadvantage of Denise.
Well, Taylor will have match darts here at double top for a 4-0 win to get our stream started here in Las Vegas at the Tuscany Resort and Casino. Over to the 10. Does not go yet, though, so Johns can hold on. 19s for 32.
Yep. If she stays straight, she should get a dart at the bullseye at the very least. But you got to stay straight to do that. 86 left now, so treble 18 will leave 32. Yeah, trying to leave the 30 or the 26, which is just trying to get to a finish at that point.
Yeah, trying to find something comfortable there. But now back to the red bit here for Taylor. Collects it and gets a 4-0 win to get the elimination stage started there. And Denise Johns having an unfortunate exit, but giving massive props and congratulations. You can see it's all smiles from both these competitors here.
Yeah, Andrea Taylor off to a strong start, trying to best the semi-final performance that she had last year. She will play the winner again of Paula Murphy, Kim Panty, as the men are also getting going now in the knockout stage, which is good to see. And if we get an update there on that match, for it 2-1 Kim Panty over Paula Murphy. So there's some upsets a brewing. Asia did get one leg back on the board from Cleanna Brandon.
Basically, what you're telling me is there's a lot of interesting pot lines developing out there, Sean. I'm looking forward to seeing every bit of it here as the tournament hall is lively, the energy out there is palpable, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how everything just kind of transpires. This is my first time out here, Sean, and we're already starting off with a treat.
Yeah, I mean, it's first of all, I don't know what you did to bring the cold temperatures that you brought with you, even though you brought it from Florida, which is weird. But yeah, definitely a little chilly out there in Vegas with the highs in the 50s, which I know if you're in Indiana, that means nothing but great things. But yeah, it's been a wonderful start to this. Bring you this live coverage here at the Tuscany Suites Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada for the 46th annual Fleetwood Memorial Las Vegas Open. Sean Green, Nick Teixeira, Will Stewart will be right back right after this.
What is the purpose of the Vertex stand? This product is made by Winmore, and they have solved 3 different problems. Number 1, when you don't want to permanently mount a dartboard. Number 2, when you can't drill into your walls. And number 3, when you want to travel with a dartboard. Not everyone wants a dartboard permanently mounted into a wall. Perhaps you just want to bust out the dartboard occasionally to entertain friends or family. The Vertex stand is perfect because you don't drill into the wall, you simply lean it against a flat surface. This is easily the most convenient product I've ever seen that you can set up or tear down super fast for portability. In minutes, you can have everything packed and ready to go with you for your next darts tournament or a friend's house or even camping. You can lean this bad boy up against a tree. On top of all of that, I love the idea of being able to easily travel with a dartboard. This thing is awesome. I was given it just to review, but believe me when I say it is not going back to A to Z Darts. They can try to pry it out of my hands. Let me tell you about A to Z Darts. We're a specialty dart store, With over 10,000 different products, we create in-depth videos and blogs to help improve your game and showcase our products. We give helpful advice on how to practice darts, the fundamentals of form and mechanics, and how to make better decisions when purchasing your darting equipment. Whether you're brand new or a seasoned player, we try to provide fun and informative content. I'm Jen, the creative director for A to Z Darts. I've been playing for over 10 years, and I've traveled the world competing in and promoting the sport. This is Will. He runs our live streaming company, USA Darts, and travels the globe as well to broadcast major darting events and interview PDC players alike. You'll find over 2,000 different sets of darts on our website. Guessing right now you're pretty interested in our resources? Learn about form, throwing mechanics, practice routines, scoring and grouping, checkout methods, cricket strategy, and much more. Visit a-zdarts.com to take advantage of our blog or follow us on social media at AZDarts today.
This game is going to be key. You can tell by the way they're scoring. There may be nothing in it. One man misses, does the other man get? Yes! Double 12! That is the most amazing leg dance you will ever see in your life! I can't state! Double 12! And the Nine Dart King lands another one! Covered by Team Michael. Double 12! Back going! Michael back going! Luke Humphries, the ascension is complete. Incredible stuff. The world number one is world champion.
Throwing 23-gram Cali West Colonial steel tip barrels. Her favorite checkout is 108. Coincidentally, Will Stewart recently did a video series, 4 ways to check 108. So many people voted Shanghai on the 18s, but Cali prefers the 419s for double 16. So we're gonna go that method in honor of her. Here's attempt number 1. So that did not fly. There's your trouble. Attempt number 2. Oh, geez. Oh, outside the wire. Attempt number 3. Son of a bitch. Attempt number 4. God, they come around quick. Oh, I wasn't gonna let Cali down.
So today we're going to learn how to throw a dart. In each turn of darts, you get 3 darts to throw. So with all 3 darts in your non-throwing hand, step up to the toe line. If you're right-handed, put your right foot on the line. Lefties, left foot. This isn't baseball, so you want the same foot forward as your throwing arm, not the opposite. Usually the toe line is set so that your foot will be right up to the front edge of the line, not behind it. This toe line is also known as the Aki. The position of your front foot is usually at an angle to the line, to some degree. Your back foot should be a little bit wider than shoulder width away from the front. Put 1 dart in your throwing hand while holding on to the other 2 darts in your other hand. Looking at the dartboard, focus in on a spot you want to hit. To start, let's look right at the bullseye. As you stare at your target, lean forward, bring the dart up and draw it back towards your eye. Throw the dart by moving your hand and forearm towards your target, keeping everything else as still as possible. Hold your position while transferring the second dart to your throwing hand and repeat your throw. Once you've thrown all 3 darts, your turn is complete and you can retrieve your darts from the board. And yes, it will take some practice to get the dart to go where you're aiming. It's not as easy as the pros make it look. But with practice, I guarantee your accuracy will get better, and I tell you, there's nothing better than having 3 darts go exactly where you wanted them to. If you've already been throwing darts and have had success with something slightly different than what I've just explained, great, fantastic. As long as it works for you, no problem. Just keep in mind that any extra movement in your throw will make it harder for you to hit your target consistently. As a beginner, just try to get all 3 darts to land in the same area. As you build your confidence, you can narrow down your target getting all 3 darts to land in one number, say, like the 20s.
Jules Van Dongen, the Dutch Dragon, brand new signature darts as a part of the Winmore US player launch. I'll be doing an in-depth review of his soft tip and steel tip variations, of course. Stretching it out because someone suggested a 95 checkout, and I am not feeling very confident yet because I filmed the steel tip portion first. But we're aiming for the 19s, and if we miss into the single 19 like it did, we go treble 16 for double 14. But no dice. Gonna have to reset for attempt number 2. She gets the treble 19. Miss outside on the double. And miss inside because you suck. Attempt number 3 always comes by so fast. We've got the treble again. And she gets a cheeky double in the corner.
Welcome back to the 46th annual Winmore Fleetwood Memorial Las Vegas Open here live at the Tuscany Suites and Casino. I'm Sean Green, joined by Nick Teixeira. Nick, first of all, welcome to Las Vegas and the Las Vegas Open. It's a pleasure to have you here joining me side by side. We've had a great day yesterday, filming a lot of content, and today, so far, so good on the darts that are going on around there.
Oh, yeah, there's so many great matches going on around the building, and we kind of been taking our eagle-eye point of view on everything out there, and so many great matchups. I mean, we talked about Asia taking on Clayana is currently 3-3 after a 3-0 lead. Is that correct?
Yep.
With Clayana, and currently Clayana on 57, Asia on 20 for the match. There's so many good stuff going on out there. Every one of these moments is going to be so high octane, so nervy, right? Because you want to start off your weekend right. You want to do well in the gold event. You want to do well in the silver event. There's so much at stake other than just, yeah, there's a trophy. Yeah, there's first place. It's about setting a precedent for yourself across this weekend, Sean.
Absolutely. And you want to talk about craziness. The defending champion, Joey Linaw, of this event, is the first player eliminated today in this event. Of course, he loses to some guy named Ram Guevara, 4-1 there in the last 32 of the men's side. So that's the only match that is complete there. On the women, we have 3 players that have moved forward. Andrea Taylor, we saw that match. Carolyn Mars defeats Carrara Odenthal 4-0. And then Lisa Tyler defeats Cassie Scantlin 4-2.
And Asia Gelbert just beat Clayana Brandon after a 3-0 deficit to come back 4-0.
What
or
a
4-3
comeback there. That's the type of match, and you might agree with that might capitalize and send her to like actually winning the event.
Well, it's a wake up call immediately, and Clayana might kick herself a little bit for bringing it down just a little bit as she went across here. But let's take a look at the bracket here, as we have some great matches coming up here on the men's side as well. You see that Leonard Gates, Dustin Holtz, an absolute heater of a first-round matchup. I mean, really, a lot of these are going to be deceptively entertaining here.
Well, you see Alex Spellman just defeats Jason Watt 4-2. Alex Spellman averaged 98 in that victory over Jason Watt.
Well, and then on top of that, I mean, looking at a couple of other ones here, you can see some of the names that some people will not have as high targets on, but there's people that really are destined for a potential sneaky run here. You look at someone like a Robbie Phillips, for example, right? That's someone that might not be the first choice, but is someone that can absolutely make a deep run here. You can see David Fathom, Joe Cheney. That's another interesting matchup early on over here as well. There's just going to be some real heaters here. Ethan Vibe De Vera, another player I'm keeping on the lookout for.
It's funny you mentioned Robbie Phillips. He actually was a quarterfinalist last year in this event.
Oh, really? There you go. You can see that's already a second-round tee up there. Kevin Luke and Charlie Harrison, as they both 4-0'd their opponents there and knocked out Gary Brooks and Aaron Gelbert.
Yeah, Charlie Harrison's a person I want to talk about real quick because I saw some averages from him that were absolute lights out. Originally from Derby in England, now resides in Arizona. He's a name that you might not know very well, but look out for.
You see, by the way, the bull hitters are joining us here. I'll let you guys know, you might not beat Will Stewart if it's a last leg decider in putt-putt, but you can definitely still beat him in darts. Thank you guys for tuning in over there.
Yeah, appreciate that. A lot of great action coming your way. You see Andrew Taylor sitting down there, and you see the
Butlers.
The Butlers, and everyone else that is walking around. A lot of the matches are taking place kind of down the way as we head on over to the ladies' bracket to see what's going on there. Again, defending champion Carolyn Mars moves on. She will play the winner of Lisa Yee, Tammy Dauber, which that match currently stands 2-1 Lisa. Tyler is waiting on the winner of Liz Tynan and Dimple Ranches,
which is currently 3-2 in Liz Tynan's favor at the moment.
Yep, and then you got Kim Pantai will be taking on Andrew Taylor as Paula Murphy's already out, losing 4-2 to Kim Pantai. How about that?
Yeah, we were talking about potentially reprising her 2023 run. Just hasn't been the card. She's been having troublesome 12 months on the board, it seems, and has been exiting a little bit earlier than we've seen her in years past.
Another favorite there down at the bottom, Tracy Firetag, currently down 3-2 to Charlotta Block. So another potential upset brewing in that one.
Pretty much, as we said it before, anybody that has made it to this stage, got out of the round robin, absolutely has a bid at potentially holding that trophy up at the very end of this ADO championship here, Sean.
Yeah, you're 100% correct. It's been a great performance so far from the players. A lot of good averages in the room as we look around. But yeah, some good stuff still coming your way, which we're excited to bring you coverage of.
Can I ask you one question before we get back into it as we're waiting for that next match real quick? If Will and Jen swap darts, who wins?
Will.
Alrighty, guys, we'll be back in just a moment's time here. We're going to begin Leonard Gates and Alex Spellman potentially on our stream board, and we'll get everything sorted out here, get our action over in just a moment's time. I'm Nick Teixeira, joined by Sean Green and Will Stewart here on the controls. Don't go far, folks. Las Vegas Open coming back shortly.
Welcome back to the ADO 501 National Championship live here in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Las Vegas Open. Sean Green joined by Nick Teixeira. Nick, we got a battle of Winmore sponsored players. Leonard Gates taking on Alex Spellman, the U.S. #1, and Leonard Gates taking on the former U.S. #1 and Alex Spellman.
Well, you look at this matchup and these Winmore players, one of them wants to continue on and keep winning more, as there's going to be a lot of lines. I think that there's a fair to say, it's not guaranteed, but the winner of today's ADO championship could be solely based off this matchup right here and the form that they come into this, as Alex Spellman, Leonard Gates, both kind of poised to go on a run here.
Yeah, I will say this. Spellman had to be pushed a lot more in the group stages than Leonard did, and it's shown so far in the match, in the match averages so far. Spellman averaging in the 90s, averaged 98 in the first match in the knockout stages. Leonard only in the 70s. And that first match averaged just in the mid-80s. He's going to have to pick up his game here real quick to really battle against Spellman.
Well, the grain of salt on that one is that Dustin Holt said it to me just after that match finished. He did not play anywhere near where he felt good on the board. He did not really push Gates that much, and he didn't really feel like he was in it as well. So you can see that reduced average simply just because he didn't have to shoot much more in that one. He knows he's going to have to here, and I don't think we're going to see that same level of average dip.
Yeah, as we are now down into the second rounds of this knockout portion of this men's 501 championship, and that's a 180 from Leonard Gates, the first of this match and the first of potentially many.
Yeah, first strike early on in this one as well. Yeah, it's just so far Leonard Gates' throw, but just to set that precedent early on and say, hey, I can absolutely bring up that number from that first round matchup here, and he's going to be looking at 78, and he'll have 6 clear at it here.
32 left for Soldier. Almost a great recovery. One of the things that I will give props where props are due on, Leonard Gates has gotten so much better at math and patterns. Does he struggle on big stages with it still when he's more nervous and bright lights are on him? Absolutely he does. But he has gone a long way to learning all of those different ways of going about things. The 74 he did so quickly, as the double 8 does go in for Leonard Gates to take out leg #1. And just as I said it, he needed to raise up that average, and he has done so far.
Well, you have opposites in reputation, right? You have Leonard Gates that is associated with the poor mathing or counting abilities that you're right. He absolutely is improved upon. I don't think people give him enough credit for they're almost holding it over his head as stuff that happened 10 years ago versus the stuff he's been producing the last 3. Alex Spellman, otherwise known as one of the most methodical players and one of the most calculated players, and typically does not make those arithmetic errors nearly as often. Except for that one time in Hong Kong. But we don't talk about that guy.
Yeah, just trying to freeze did not freeze. And that made the difference. But that's okay. But, yeah, you're absolutely correct. And Spellman is one of those guys that he will make a mistake once and then will never make that mistake again. You said it best, methodical player.
Leonard just going to try to get settled after those first 3 not really going his way. But does not want to go back-to-back on the trebleless visits here and does correct on the last. You can't give Spellman too much breathing room because he's one of those guys that once he finds that gear, he doesn't lose it. And that's one of the most impressive parts about his game. He ramps up slowly but surely, and once he finds that, he stays there. Leonard Gates is normally a player that likes to play in bursts a little bit more.
Absolutely. And look at that masterful counting, as you talked about, from Alex Spellman. Leaves the 170, utilizing the bullseye there on dart 2 after hitting the trip 19 on dart 1. Gates way back here in leg #2.
And no pressure to go for this, but the fans would have wanted it. Now just going to be focusing on teeing up here for the Jackal, a man who has been busy on social media talking about all the new sponsorships. And we're getting one of the biggest things I think that kind of got looked over by some, but the just making a collected calendar for all the different events in North America and specifically the U.S. for players anywhere to follow along with it.
I was about to say, it's been helpful for event organizers as much as anything else for Spellman to take on that responsibility. Double 12. That was for 14 darter. This is for 15. He will return, but it'll be double 6, which can get a little froggy if you go inside on that bad boy.
Yeah, you just want to be careful with that one, but no immediate pressure from Gates. You don't expect Alex to miss that opportunity twice, and he doesn't expect that either.
I will say the one thing, though, when Spellman misses, he does tend to pull it inside or pull it to the left, which would pull it inside here. That's a great marker.
Yeah, going glisten right into the barrel, but goes a little bit too far inside. Like you said, he pulled it.
Then finds the double three anyway because it's Alex Spellman. 1-1 score line.
Winner of this match will play Robbie Phillips or Nick McKinnon in that quarterfinal round here. So still tough opponents along the way. But, of course, this feels like a championship light type of matchup right now.
Yeah, a lot of matches that are currently warming up. Some matches starting to get going. Some of those top 16 matches that stand out. Jason Brandon taking on Brandon Perez. You mentioned it, the Robbie Phillips, Nick McKinnon. The Kevin Luke, Charlie Harrison match, I'm telling you, Charlie Harrison's someone that I'm really keeping my eye on as a potential upset alert here overall. Tracy Firetag and Asia Jalbert had to dodge some bullets to win their first round matchup, and now they're taking on each other.
Yeah, and dodging bullets is an understatement because, I mean, the fact is, one and done after that round robin stage, you have all the pressure in the world knowing that everybody else that's qualified to this point is going to be thoroughly tough opponents.
And how about this? I would say the arguably two of the three most known female dart players in the country are both out in the first round. Liz Tynan loses to Dimple Ranches 4-3, and Paula Murphy loses to Kim Pantai 4-2.
It shows that being a favorite's only a state of mind.
Absolutely.
Gates here finding the first one in the bed successfully here. Going to be trying to drill them all in there as he does find his second 180 of the match. First of this leg, excuse me.
Yeah, unfortunately does not leave a finish at the 165, so Spellman will get that first look, and Spellman would love nothing more than to leave 36. We'll come back with 76.
He wasted no time on the 75, even though he went outside on the doubles there. Going to have another opportunity as Gates does go ahead and get a little bit of pressure on this, but 76 for Spellman for a break of throw.
Goes the 16s are out there. 24 scored. Leaves 52. Tops. And pins tops to break the throw of Leonard Gates, who was sitting on 82 on his own. And Alex Spellman takes the 2-1 lead. Race to 4 here in this last 16. The men's ADO 501 championship. National championship.
Of course, I mean, if you're Alex, right, you just announced all these sponsorships. You did all the social media work in the last couple of weeks here, especially at the start of this year. You kind of want to start off your year 2025 with a big win, don't you?
Yes, I would agree with that. Just, to solidify, you're excited for all these new sponsors. The sponsors are excited to have you, and you want to perform for them just as much as they are performing for you. And you can see how much they are performing for him already. He's wearing the same exact jersey that is in his flyer that was picked for the Winmore announcement today. And you can see he's already got the jerseys and everything laid out.
And, of course, Leonard Gates just wants to always maintain the fact that he's a top 5 in North America all times, right? I mean, it's kind of hard to argue anything other than that he's always in the top 5. But, there's just more and more challenges, more and more people kind of really breaking into the upper echelon, where 10 years ago it was almost undisputed that it was Leonard Gates in the top 5. And now there's more and more claims of people trying to say, I want to be that guy.
I agree with that. I would say that Leonard is the number 1 right now. Just by standings alone. We saw him win his opening round match at the PDC World Arts Championship in December, defeating Cameron Menzies, his partner last year in this event, who is not here this year. Spellman looking to leave the finish. Looks like he's stand down. Does hit the treble to leave the finish.
And Leonard Gates been practicing with Peter Wright, it seems, as he keeps switching darts throughout this matchup so far.
Yeah, he's gone. Those flights have been different from time to time. And he did that actually, I believe, at Worlds. He had 2 sets of darts and was switching back and forth.
153 on the look here for the Jackal. Will not go. He's going to have to pressure the 72 from Gates for a potential break right back.
Yeah, this would be a huge break right back here from Leonard Gates.
Target line of 15 darter, it seems, in this matchup.
Tops. The in or low? It was in.
Yeah, it was like hugging that wire, but that was a well-thrown dart, and he had no doubt in his throw with that level of confidence on it, as he's now back on throw here. Going to be finding himself in a good position. Alex Spellman knows he has more work to do now.
Yeah, great response from Gates. Just got broken to break right back. And really, he had no time to waste to do so, because if Spellman wins that leg, he's up 3-1, and is kind of coasting. Now back in the driver's seat is Gates, trying to march into the last 8.
Maybe do a little dance onto the last 8. One of the guys that has one of the most textbook throws, other than that little leg push at the very end of it. Even then, you can see his arm position stay so true. But Alex Spellman, so methodical, as we've mentioned time and time again. He brings it up, and even look at his non-throwing hand. His thumb moves exactly when he releases dart. Every part of his throw is calculated, it seems. Alex, one of the only guys that will literally talk about the exact angle of his wrist position. And
Oh yeah,
to the level of where some players, if they thought about their throw as much as he does, it would absolutely destroy their throw.
you can see the textbook brings it right up below the eye line. It just goes straight forward. Great camera work there from the GOAT himself, Mr. Will Stewart.
Spellman will have the first look at a finish here. Should be able to tee up just fine from 174. How premium will this finish be?
Yeah, and a huge opportunity to break once again in a most opportune time to be throwing for the match. Great switch. Another big 2 treble visit with a little treble. So 42 after 12. And Soldier unable to do anything there.
Yeah, you can see he just kind of shakes it off there, knowing that this is going to be broken once again. Alex Spellman, 42, 2 darts at the 32, looking for the green bits. Now to the red.
Double 8. Pins it. And Alex Spellman now up 3-2. Uh-oh. Our backdrop is coming undone.
Don't worry.
Great work from our chalker.
Yeah, great work there. Even did the official timeouts.
Yep.
He said, hold on. Got to make sure this is situated.
Spellman right back into the treble 22.
Oh, and he's just going to run away with this one early on, it seems.
Big 140.
That break could be consequential. Gates is now going to be on a lot of pressure here.
Not a bad match there, but Spellman in the driver's seat. 12 or less guarantees victory.
Going to continue to find himself favorable following his 140 well. And Leonard Gates is going to be starting to little fish here for an opportunity and kind of start hoping for an error from your opponent. The moment you start asking for those errors, for those favors from your opponent, is the moment you know you're kind of treading in deep water. So I'm continuing to find that 20 bed. Another 100 score there, and does not need to attack this 161, but he's going to be in a position where he can do whatever he wants as he put himself in pretty much the exact spot you want to find yourself in.
Yeah, 161. He has 6 starts from here. At least. Great utilize on the bowl there on the last one. 90 scored to leave 71. Again after 12. Soldier does find the treble. That was really so much more important than it seemed to be at the end. Oh, wow. Double 16 for the match. And Alex Spellman, the Jackal, will move forward, defeating Leonard Gates in the last 16. So Spellman into the quarters.
Yeah, 91.55 average there. That's a solid performance from Alex Spellman. One of those performances that should be able to get you through a lot of your matches, but even then, you're going to be pressed more and more as this bracket continues on. Leonard Gates did increase from that first-round matchup average, but 82.81 just won't be enough for the Soldier today, but LG will have opportunities later on in our other events here.
Yeah, as we look around the venue at what's going on out there, Robbie Phillips taking on Nick McKinnon. The winner of that one will take on Alex Spellman in that quarterfinal. Chris Lim, Joseph Cheney doing battle out there. Brandon Perez, Jason Brandon in that other side of that one. Ram Guevara, Gerald Seeley will take on the winner of that one. Will take on the winner of Ethan DeVera and Bob McCoy. And then at the bottom, you got Kevin Luke, Charlie Harrison. The winner of that one will take on Tom Curtin and Elliot Milk.
And if Elliot Milk can help Will Stewart get a first-place prize, he can help himself to one today, too.
Amen.
Well, it's been a great matchup so far. Our women and men have been showing off some great stuff, and I'm excited to see how they continue to develop the storylines we'll see on the board, the high-octane matchups that are going to be in front of us here. I believe all of those quarterfinal women's matches currently are underway, it seems.
They are.
So, yeah, it should be some good stuff there. Looking forward to seeing it. It's too early to pick any favorites.
Yeah, you can see there, Dimple Ranches, Lisa Tyler. Right now, it is a 1-1 score line. Lisa Yee, Carolyn Mars. Carolyn Mars, again, the defending champion. She's up 2-0 on Lisa Yee. Cam Pantai, Andrea Taylor. Right now, currently, has Pantai up 1-0 on Taylor. And then, finally, last but not least, that bottom one, which is Age Jalbert and Tracy Firetag, 1-1 score line.
And that's a very impactful matchup as well, as I feel like Asia got the toughest draw of the bracket so far. It seems Clan or Brandon Wright into Tracy Firetag.
Yeah, not a great opening there.
Well, looks like we'll be back in just a moment's time for more coverage here of the Las Vegas Open, the 46th Annual Fleetwood Memorial Tournament, brought to you by the ADO.
Let me tell you about A to Z Darts. We're a specialty dart store with over 10,000 different products. We create in-depth videos and blogs to help improve your game and showcase our products. We give helpful advice on how to practice darts, the fundamentals of form and mechanics, and how to make better decisions when purchasing your darting equipment. Whether you're brand new or a seasoned player, we try to provide fun and informative content. I'm Jen, the creative director for A to Z Darts. I've been playing for over 10 years and I've traveled the world competing in and promoting the sport. This is Will. He runs our live streaming company, USA Darts, and travels the globe as well to broadcast major darting events and interview PDC players alike. You'll find over 2,000 different sets of darts on our website. Guessing right now you're pretty interested in our resources? Learn about form, throwing mechanics, practice routines, scoring and grouping, checkout methods, cricket strategy, and much more. Visit a-zdarts.com to take advantage of our blog or follow us on social media at AZDarts today. What is the purpose of the Vertex stand? This product is made by Winmore, and they have solved 3 different problems. Number 1, when you don't want to permanently mount a dartboard. Number 2, when you can't drill into your walls. And number 3, when you want to travel with a dartboard. Not everyone wants a dartboard permanently mounted into a wall. Perhaps you just want to bust out the dartboard occasionally to entertain friends or family. The Vertex stand is perfect because you don't drill into the wall, you simply lean it against a flat surface. This is easily the most convenient product I've ever seen that you can set up or tear down super fast for portability. In minutes, you can have everything packed and ready to go with you for your next darts tournament or a friend's house or even camping. You can lean this bad boy up against a tree. On top of all of that, I love the idea of being able to easily travel with a dartboard. This thing is awesome. I was given it just to review, but believe me when I say it is not going back to A to Z Darts. They can try to pry it out of my hands.
So today we're going to learn how to throw a dart. In each turn of darts, you get 3 darts to throw. So with all 3 darts in your non-throwing hand, step up to the toe line. If you're right-handed, put your right foot on the line. Lefties, left foot. This isn't baseball, so you want the same foot forward as your throwing arm, not the opposite. Usually the toe line is set so that your foot will be right up to the front edge of the line, not behind it. This toe line is also known as the Aki. The position of your front foot is usually at an angle to the line, to some degree. Your back foot should be a little bit wider than shoulder width away from the front. Put 1 dart in your throwing hand while holding on to the other 2 darts in your other hand. Looking at the dartboard, focus in on a spot you want to hit. To start, let's look right at the bullseye. As you stare at your target, lean forward, bring the dart up and draw it back towards your eye. Throw the dart by moving your hand and forearm towards your target, keeping everything else as still as possible. Hold your position while transferring the second dart to your throwing hand and repeat your throw. Once you've thrown all 3 darts, your turn is complete and you can retrieve your darts from the board. And yes, it will take some practice to get the dart to go where you're aiming. It's not as easy as the pros make it look. But with practice, I guarantee your accuracy will get better, and I tell you, there's nothing better than having 3 darts go exactly where you wanted them to. If you've already been throwing darts and have had success with something slightly different than what I've just explained, great, fantastic. As long as it works for you, no problem. Just keep in mind that any extra movement in your throw will make it harder for you to hit your target consistently. As a beginner, just try to get all 3 darts to land in the same area. As you build your confidence, you can narrow down your target, getting all 3 darts to land in one number, say, like the 20s.
This game is going to be key. You can tell by the way they're scoring. There may be nothing in it. One man misses, does the other man get? Yes! Double 12! That is the most amazing left you will ever see in your life! I can't state! Double 12! And the 9-dart king lands another one! Covered by Team Michael. Double 12! Back going! Luke Humphries, the ascension is complete. Incredible stuff. The world number 1 is world champion.
Throwing 23-gram Cali West Colonial steel tip barrels. Her favorite checkout is 108. Coincidentally, Will Stewart recently did a video series, 4 ways to check 108. So many people voted Shanghai on the 18s, but Cali prefers the 419s for double 16. So we're going to go that method in honor of her. Here's attempt number 1. So that did not fly. There's your trouble. Attempt number 2. Oh, geez. Oh, outside the wire. Attempt number 3. Son of a bitch. Attempt number 4. God, they come around quick. Oh, I wasn't gonna let Cali down. Jules Van Dongen, the Dutch Dragon, brand new signature darts as a part of the Winmore US player launch. I'll be doing an in-depth review of his soft tip and steel tip variations, of course. Stretching it out because someone suggested a 95 checkout, and I am not feeling very confident yet because I filmed the steel tip portion first. But we're aiming for the 19s, and if we miss into the single 19 like it did, we go treble 16 for double 14. But no dice. Gonna have to reset for attempt number 2. She gets the treble 19. Miss outside on the double. And miss inside because you suck. Attempt number 3 always comes by so fast. We've got the treble again. And she gets a cheeky double in the corner.
welcome back to the ADO 501 National Championships live in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Las Vegas Open. I'm Sean Green, joined by Nick Teixeira. Nick, this one's a doozy, featuring Southern Comfort, Jason Brandon, taking on the Lightning, Chris Lim.
Yeah, if you looked at last names alone, you'd be thinking we're watching the World Championships again for WTF here. As this is a familiar matchup, but Jason Brandon having to face another one of the Lim family this time, Chris Lim. Last time, Paul Lim.
Yeah, he's hoping for better results this time because he's basically saying, he's like, oh my God, I've had the old bull. Now I want the young calf. Well, he's going to get the young calf here in Chris Lim. Be careful what you wish for, JB.
Yeah, Chris excited to be up on the stage. He said, really, I'm going to be up here already. And he said, is this the finals? I said, it might as well be, as this should really be an intense matchup, all things considered. Jason Brandon, who has just been on a tear, I really feel like the turning point for him was his first appearance in Madison Square Garden. And since then, I feel like his game has just gone upwards, as well as Cleanna's.
I would agree with that. Cleanna is his daughter, CDC tour card holder, as well as Pops. But, yeah, Jason, of course, making the deep run to the semifinals of the WDF World Championships last month, losing, of course, to 70-year-old Paul Lim, dad of son Chris, who he's playing right now. We love just bringing the reunion here, the Lim reunion with Jason Brandon.
Well, darts is a game that brings people together.
Yes. And it is a small world after all.
So far, JB kind of off to a little bit of a slow one, but it's not going to be staying slow for long knowing him, as he's going to go ahead and light up the 19's bed and get to 133. As soon as I mention a lackluster performance, he's like, I'm going to throw in a 10 plus in here just because I want to.
Yeah, you saw that at the World Championships. He did a great job of switching to the 19s when he needed to. We are in the quarterfinal of the men's 501, the knockout version. They've been playing They played the group stages starting at 10 a.m. So now here in the quarterfinal, finally trying to get to the top four. And for Jason Brandon, who's taking on Chris Lim, the winner of that matchup will take on the winner of Alex Spellman versus Robbie Phillips going on out there. Robbie Phillips 2 times in a row making the quarterfinals here in this event. And then down at the bottom of the bracket, we got a couple of soft tippers. Ram Guevara taking on Bob McCoy. Who both got their CDC tour card within the last month. So that's cool to see that. So they will be playing some steel tip coming up, but Ram is on a tear right now, and they're doing battle out there. And then the bottom of the bracket, Charlie Harrison taking on Elliot Milk.
He has some great matchups still to come and to see, especially to see how they resolve here. But Chris Lim for leg number 1, looking for the 36, going to work in on that dart and does so perfectly there, getting that first leg and a hold to throw for the Lightning.
And you see a fist bump there from Jason Brandon. There was a little bit of a controversy at the WDF World Championships. The commentators were talking about how just kind of a little bit weird how many times Jason was like fist pumping his opponent when his opponent was doing well and whatever. That is Jason Brandon. Well, that is just him in a nutshell.
I mean, we already know our North Americans love their fist bumps, but also he's just that nice of a guy.
He really is, and he's genuine about the excitement that he feels for his opponent when his opponent does something well. I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse for him to do that, but it's honestly cool to see someone that genuine and great sportsmanship on that stage.
I do love the contrast between these players' throws here. I mean, you take a look at like Lightning and Lim, right? He starts all the way out in front of himself, pulls the dart, and has a full arch back when he brings it. Jason Brandon, it's all follow through in his setup there. You can see he just sets it, pulls it back just a smidge, but really it's all arm strength there.
Yeah, as soon as he tightens the grip a little bit, he throws the dart forward. So that's kind of the motion that he uses to send the dart forward. Whereas, yeah, you're right, Lightning goes from stretched out a little bit there. His dart almost is pointed straight up and down when he gets to the back part there.
But he has a good lie in his barrel, right? It lays straight in there. That's usually one of the most favorable angles you can have because there's a lot of room to work with it.
Did ask him earlier if he's ever been prouder in his life than he was of Pops making the final, and he said I almost had tears in my eyes watching that. said he talked to him afterwards, said, "What happened?" And Dad responded, "I'm 70. What do you want from me?" So, fair. That's fair.
Yeah, good point, Paul. Jason Brandon sitting on the little fish here. Chris Lim going to be on the attack, making sure to leave a finish here. We'll do so.
Does that, but not a whole lot of pressure on the 130. Only one treble needed to leave a shot at the bull. And JB will do that. Double 10. Double 5, excuse me.
10 points
left.
needed.
And he pins the 130 checkout.
Yeah, good stuff there from JB, and a throw that was slightly under attack there by Chris Lim. Good 15-dart leg there.
As we head to leg number 3, let's look around the venue here. What's going on out there? Elliot Milk taking on Charlie Harrison. 1-0 lead for Milk. Did that in 15 darts in leg number 1. Ram Guevara up 1-0 on Bob McCoy. You know the scoreline here, 1-1. Alex Spellman up 1-0 on Robbie Phillips. And then they have one more quarterfinal finishing up for the ladies' side. Andrea Taylor, Kim Pantai tied 3-3. Andrea Taylor trying to stay in this thing. The winner of that one gets Asia Jalbert. And then our defending champion on the ladies' side is out. Carolyn Mars losing to Lisa Yee. So Lisa Yee will take on Dimple Ranches. So Dimple Ranches takes out Lisa Tyler, too. So a couple of favorites. Most of the favorites, I would say, out on the ladies' side.
We talked about favorite being a state of mind, and what that really means is if you go in there getting too comfortable thinking you're a favorite, you're going to get surprised. You just need to have the confidence of knowing that every match is going to be tough, and you're going to just have to take them down. You really have to kick people down in the dirt, even if you think that it's a match you normally win. You have to win every single leg just with a certain level of ferocity.
Elliot Milk currently on a tear out there, up 2-0 now, and Charlie Harrison averaging 103.5.
Lim looking for the setup here at 203. Need to just be careful on this approach. An important turn here. 163 remaining, so he should be able to leave a finish regardless of what he does here. Tees it up with a 19 on the last there. Jason Braden's going to be looking for a ton plus. 140 for the 156 is the route.
Yeah, needs at least 2 trebles to leave a finish. Not going to do that. So Lim has 6 darts from 144. And tell you knows about a 144. That's Jason Braden. That's 148. Never mind.
That's okay. You were on a roll. I was going to stop you.
Yeah. You should have corrected me on that one. 88 scored there from Lim. Does tee it up nicely for a little 2-dart combination. Single to double. JB needs a triple. Does not get it. So for a 2-1 lead.
And to keep things going, chalk into this matchup here.
That was a little shaky, but it works.
Over to the 10.
Pins it.
Same spot Littler would have put it.
Right in. 2-1 lead now for Lim. Staying on throw. Jason Brandon from Cowan, Tennessee.
I mean, to see him go on the run he did at the WDF Championships there, was impressive for multiple reasons, but I loved every bit of interviewing that he did out there talking with everybody, and, it felt like no one over there really knew who he was, and he didn't know who everyone else was over there, and I think that was to Jason Braden's benefit, honestly. They even asked him in an interview right before he played Paul Lim, what's it like playing a legend like Paul Lim? He's like, trust me, I know the name, I know that he's done a lot, but I actually don't know as much as you think I would about Paul Lim. And I think that actually helped keep him settled, even though that match was definitely in Lim's favor.
Yeah, he talked about how he was not really looking up his opponents and just kind of playing them as they come, which is probably the right way to go about it. Little shake of the head frustration from Chris, even though he does find the treble on dart 3.
Chris Lim, one of the guys that has probably played a little bit less in recent years than we've seen him, especially in the 2010s, where he was constantly at every tournament, doing a lot more family-focused first stuff and a little bit less far distance traveling. But when he's at an event, he's always going to be a threat. It's just something about those genetics with those guys. The Lim family, a tough one at that.
To give you their tail of the tape, Jason Brandon defeated Jeff Springer in the first round of this knockout stage, 4-2. Springer actually averaged a scotch higher at an 87 versus the 86 from Brandon.
Did you
And
bring that up
Springer's in the
because
chat.
yeah, it was like, did you bring that up because he's here?
Yeah, hilarious. Sorry about that, Jeff. And then for Chris Lim, he defeated Joey Mann in the first round, 4-1, only averaging 79 in that process. And then in the last 32, Lim defeated Joe Cheney with an 81 average, and Jason Brandon defeated Brandon Perez 4-2, averaging about 85. Well, if I said about 85, it literally was exactly 85.
That's about 85.
Something like that.
Brandon needs to make sure to leave a finish here. Does use the bull in the last, finding 90 on the score, leaving the 145. Chris Lim now going to try to chalk away at this 184 to put it under pressure. Try to set himself up for break a throw at a match point position.
Yeah, I would argue advantage here if Chris gets at least one treble will be Chris Lim in this leg. 145, difficult two treble combination. Treble 20, treble 15. Not going to go.
Cleans it up a little bit, looking for the treble to leave double top. But pulls it right on the left side of the wire there. Chris Lim, 84 on the turn.
$14 for Bullseye. Bullseye. For a break a throw. Oh, just on the wire.
Yeah, it was a valiant effort at it, but it could be punished here, and Jason Brandon could get that hold just ever so. Will need to use the bull himself, though. And that one not as close.
No, miles away there. He'll be disappointed at that attempt at the Bullseye. Lim does need to do some cleanup work. Double 8 for a 3-1 lead. And a huge break of throw.
Can use that dart to his advantage.
Does exactly that. Kisses it right off. Chris Lim up 3-1. And will be throwing for the match here in leg number 5.
I believe Jason Brandon is going through what is called PTSD. As another
PTLD, post-traumatic limb syndrome.
Oh. Been there.
I have not, thankfully, had to ever play either Paul or Chris. Never been that good. The ladies are in their semifinals. That is set. Dimple Ranches, again, the greatest name of all time, taking on Lisa Yee. And they will be out on board 13, which means that we will get the semifinal of Andrea Taylor and Asia Jalbert, which is, if you look at the names, and this is nothing against Dimple Ranches or Lisa Yee, it's almost the final there with Andrea Taylor, Asia Jalbert. Andrea, the number 1 female player for the WWF rankings in the U.S. And Asia, one of those players that has been up and coming for so long that she's now arrived.
Yeah, player I've gotten very familiar with at events like the Cherry Bomb, right? And the fact is that she played that round robin stage flawlessly. Mm-hmm. And when you put on a performance like that, yeah, that she almost got knocked out after being down 3-0 against Clayana Brandon. But at the same time, one of those moments where she was able to find that resilience once again and continue to find her form. Absolute threat in the bracket. I would have to agree with your analysis there, Sean. And Chris Lim is going to go ahead and continue to pull out in front here, and it could be by a significant margin. As he does find a 140 on the score there, pushing well in front of Jason Brandon.
And Brandon not putting much of a push and battle on here for Chris Lim. So,
yeah, Chris is just finding the consistency in his scoring right now, and Jason Brandon, unfortunately, not really able to channel the form of which we know he's capable of.
Cleans it on up to leave the steady 100. It's a smart last start to hit that 333 or 111.
He's just that good.
Yep.
Well, 100 here for Chris Lim on the match. Can do it in 2. He very well may do it in 2. Double top. Taking a second to recompose. Over to the 10. Does get it there. Lightning Lim strikes again.
And Jason Brandon, deja vu when he takes on a limb. Loses 4-1 to Chris this time. The young calf gets it done.
You should tell him that's what you've been calling him and see how he likes it. As that was a great match here, guys. Looking forward to seeing how that one will continue to develop in the bracket, because in the first semi, that means that he'll be going up against Alex Spellman, who bested Robbie Phillips 4-1. So that will be a semi match on the bottom side, still developing on the bracket. But I do know we have Andrea Taylor going up against Asia Gelbert coming up next on our ladies' side here for our semi-final, as we were just kind of hyping up there a minute ago, Sean.
Yep, and the men's semifinals are starting to get set. Did you see Elliot Milk defeats Charlie Harrison? He will take on the winner of Ram Guevara, Bob McCoy. And then Chris Lim will take on Alex Spellman in that second semifinal.
Ram Guevara, Bob McCoy. We're friends now. Currently 2-2, by the way, both averaging 94s in that matchup. So absolutely a heater going on.
Yeah, you almost wouldn't expect anything else. And we will have the conclusion of that matchup and give you that information right after this short break. But coming up next, the women's semifinal. Andrea Taylor taking on Asia Gelbert right after this. Welcome back to the ADO 501 National Championship for the women. This is the semifinal battle between Asia Jalbert, who is right there on your screen, taking on the U.S. number 1 on the WDF rankings, Andrea Taylor. This is going to be a heck of a battle. Andrea and Asia have both been a little bit Houdini-like to get to this match. Andrea was down 3-1 in her previous match to get past her opponent. Asia Jalbert in match number 1 in the knockout round was down 3-0 to Clayana Brandon before coming back to win that one.
Yeah,
I'm Sean Green, joined by Nick Teixeira.
Going to be a lot on the line in this one, as you can see. Maddox, of course, chalking this one once again. Going to be very interesting to see how this one plays out. You have to favor Asia just because of the form that she was in earlier. Just statistically, what she's putting up is impressive. But Taylor, I don't think showed us fully what she had in the 4-0 affair that we saw her in earlier. And that's already high praise to have a 4-0 affair and say we expect more. Because, let's be honest, absolute competitor.
Yeah, and averages don't tell the whole story, but they do tell a story. And Asia right now has the best average in this knockout portion with a 61. Andrea Taylor at a 57. So not much in the averages, but it is a little bit of a difference. This is a fun fact. Asia and Correa, Odenthal are the only 2 players in this that have a 180 in this tournament, in the knockout portion.
It's actually a shocking
It is.
statistic, if you ask me.
In the other semifinal, Lisa Yee currently up 1-0 on Dimple Ranches, which I did not hesitate to say that. It is Dimple Ranches. It's an amazing name.
It's an incredible name, even.
Uh-oh.
You can see Taylor going to be trying to get to the first one on the finish here.
Drags that first start into the dead center of the 5. See the frustration right away. And then adjusts the wrong way, which is not a good feeling when you try to adjust and it goes the opposite way.
Yeah, well, it's just easy to do the overcorrection almost at times, where you're kind of fighting against the flow a little bit, and you're thinking, oh, okay, well, this is what I need to do, and then you subconsciously fix what was already happening. Let's see, Asia does get to a finish here, on track to hold throw so far.
This is a battle of coastlines, West Coast versus East Coast here with Andrea Taylor on the West Coast and Asia on the East Coast. Right? Texas. Oh, that's right. Texas. That's where Andrea is located.
That's
South
the Gulf
versus
Coast.
East Coast. Gulf Coast. There you go.
It's okay. That's why you teach English, Sean, not geography.
You are not
A woofin'.
wrong.
109 here for Taylor to continue to attack this away. A little bit of oopsie-whoopsie, but it's still at 94 now, so it can go ahead and play off the 18s.
Yeah, it could be a happy little accident. Treble 18 for tops. There's the treble 18.
On sails it just a little bit there, and you can see the pantomiming of that. But Jalbert's going to be under some pressure now to hold throw.
Treble 19 needed to leave tops. Not going to do that. I do love the 19's route on 116. Troy saying she's originally from Oklahoma, so there you go. So definitely opposite of East Coast or West Coast. It does pin tops with dart number 1. 22 dart, break a throw for Andrea Taylor in leg number 1. First of 4 here in the semifinal.
It's going to be good signs here early for Taylor. Just because, again, getting that first leg on the board is huge whenever you're playing on that stage. Already having one stage match on the day so far. All things that are going to be going in her favor. Asia, not one to really fear the cameras, though.
No, she's been here, done that many, many times at this point. And it took me a whole leg before I even mentioned it. Asia has my favorite throwing darts.
I'm proud of you for waiting that long.
you're welcome to everybody that listens in all the time. I just have to mention it. You can see that the form there, just straight from the eye. The elbow doesn't move. There's just nothing at all untextbook about her throw.
Still not much separating them in this match. You can see the average spread here just a little bit after the one leg. It's going to be hard because you naturally will see this matchup and it's hard to pick a clear favorite. Sometimes we look at these and we're like, oh, well, this is the expected result one way or another. But both of these girls have their eyes on the title today, and both have equal rights to absolutely have a claim at it, as Lisa Yee and Dimple are going to be fighting to play a little bit of spoiler on that quest.
I was right about Asia, though. She is from the East Coast.
That was the one we weren't questioning, John.
Fair. Bonjour, Mr. Richard from France, tuning in with us. Thank you guys so much for joining us in the chat. We appreciate it on YouTube and Facebook. The viewership has been fantastic so far, live at the Las Vegas Open here at the Tuscany Suites and Casino.
Taylor fighting in this match so far 3 different 2 treble rounds, and that's a good sign for her game, because if you can start collecting on those multiple trebles, it sounds silly to say, but it's just the ability to score so much in such a small amount of time will absolutely put the pressure on Asia, who has not really found the scoring power yet that she's very much capable of.
Yeah, and again, finds the treble, tries to utilize the bull there, wanted to leave tops. Asia can put some pressure on this 81. Would love a couple trebles. Now would really love at least one. Does grab it.
This is a huge moment for Taylor. 2-0 jump early on in this one.
62 remains. Bullseye. I like the regrip.
I do as well. Sailed just a little bit outside there, but it's going to be now on Asia to capitalize on the 100 she left for herself there. Top stops for the fans.
She went for it. Sailed it a little bit on dart 2. And now this is awkward. 34 left. Do you split it or go right at it?
Go right at it.
That's a great marker for it, too. Wow.
All over it. Can it go? That one got away from her just a little bit there. Put a little bit too much sauce on that one. 60 now. Important leg for Asia. People watching intently in the background knowing such as well.
Oh, and flies it a little high. But Andrea has a lot of cleanup duty to do with 17 left. 1 for double 8. Got to hit the fat part first. Goes 9 for double 4, which is a smart move because nobody misses double 4.
Well, no, you can't bust over there if she did pull it into one of the other single segments.
Double 2 goes for Andrea Taylor. Takes a 2-0 lead. And you see the little fist pump there.
Yeah, knowing it was a scrappy affair, right? I mean, yes, you want to get that. You want to get that 2-0 jump in a race of 4, but also at the same time, you usually want to do it in smooth sailing. That was definitely opportunities given by both players.
Asia's going to have to get something going here quickly, or else the U.S. #1 player will find herself in a final of this ADO National Championship. Made the semis last year before bowing out earlier than she wanted to, obviously.
And there's that form you talked about there.
Yeah.
You can see just tease it right up. It makes a nice 90-degree angle in her arm, slight pullback, and then just beautiful arch and follow through on that.
And zero movement. And for someone of Asia's size, you would expect a player to try and force it more. She just doesn't, and it works out perfectly. It's all about release. And just look, the follow through is probably my favorite part. Snaps it through every time. 140 scored.
Yeah, looking a lot more settled here. Taylor, on the other hand, does have good form, but you can see that first dart with a big set kind of pulls that dart down, holds it a little bit longer than she does on the second and third.
Yeah, we can see the elbow just does not move. It hinges perfectly at that elbow line, and that's honestly the difference between inconsistent players and consistent players is how that elbow hinges. Again, that side angle is beautiful.
Hugging just below the wire on that go here, but still out in front with the throw. Taylor looking for a 140 for the 161. Not going to be able to leave a finish now.
The men's semifinals are set and running. Alex Spellman, Chris Lim, and then Bob McCoy defeats Ram Guevara 4-2, taking on Elliot Milk.
That's Will Stewart's partner.
And again, if you can carry Will Stewart in a tournament to winning it, you got to be pretty darn good, and Elliot's going to be right on up there.
Lisa Yee and Dimple Ranch is currently 2-2 now in their matchup, having a tough affair between the both of them, both averaging right around that 65 range together. So putting a little bit of a higher performance than what we're seeing on the stage so far. Mm-hmm. But you also have to factor in, well, you're on the stage, and that's just a different playing environment.
And Alex Spellman up 2-0 on Chris Lim currently. Spellman's averaging 125.
I don't even know if I could count to 125, let alone throw it. Asia did good to leave herself on 71 here.
Yeah, good last start to leave the 120. Six scored, 55 or 65 left. Yeah, you got to go 15 for bullseye. Oh, drags it into the 7. So 43 will be back if she returns. Andrea Taylor, this would be a dagger. 120 checkout.
Shanghai.
Can't do it now.
Shanghai.
105 remains. And not the right setup play there. Only leaves 98. Asia's got to have this just for a little bit of confidence boost. Get back into this. Double 10.
Hasn't yet to draw blood when looking for a leg.
Yeah.
Taylor didn't do herself any favors, though.
No, not at all with those last two darts. 78. 58 remains. Not even going to get a look. Setup play, I think, cost her there. But Asia's got to hit this, and those were not really confident doubles on those in that last two. Got to be more aggressive. Overdoes it, and Andrea Taylor gifted a chance here with tops.
Yeah, massive moment here, and you have to imagine that Taylor's going to be keen to capitalize. Has to work that dart in, though. Well high, well low. Needs to split the difference on the 10s, and doesn't do so.
Yeah, that was all over the place by her standards. Asia going to go right at double 5. Now is going to have to split. Double 2. Must go. And it does go. Big dart from Asia Jalbert to make it 2-1.
On the other hand, if you're Asia, you're thinking, well, I already won 1-3-0 down. Maybe I have something going with it. So maybe it's a bad omen to win the leg.
I doubt that strongly that she's thinking that.
I agree as well. As Asia's going to be trying to get a little bit more settled going forward with this matchup here.
Alex Spellman, Chris Lim. Spellman up 3-0. It is a race to 5 in the semifinals, to keep that in mind for the men's side. Spellman's still averaging 115.
So he's receding.
He's getting worse, but it's hard to get better than that. Lisa Yee takes a 3-2 lead on Dimple Ranches in that other semifinal for the ladies.
3-2 lead in that last leg. She had 100 followed by 130, followed by another 134, I believe. Throwing incredibly well and certainly heating up as that match has progressed.
Yeah, almost averaging 70.
Asia kind of been playing feast and famine today. It's either all or nothing on each one of those goes. A lifestyle you don't want to be living on the main board right now in a format like this. After 6, only at 450. Oh, and well thrown on last. Clicking off the barrel there. But a little bit of a resettler there is Taylor not able to add too much separation.
Yeah, anybody's ball game here at this point. Asia did not even make the knockout stages last year in this event. Andrea Taylor was semifinalist, lost to Julie Weger 4-0 in that semifinal. Trying to do better than that this year.
I believe going for gold would be the ideal target.
It would help. Then on the men's side, 4 completely new semifinalists.
Oh, this could be a big moment here for Jalbert. Starting to attack the throw of Taylor. After the slow start, was able to recover quite well in the last 6.
Andrea starting downstairs. 95 would have left 160. Was the thinking there? Asia switches, leaves the 156, which I like more than the 159 or 156 or 157, whatever.
And just by the position of the dart, I was more convinced it was probably a bull play at that.
It's 155 is what I was talking about. Could have been. 100 there from Andrea does put some pressure now. 156 not going to go. Gotta hit a trouble.
Yeah, I would argue to say making a mess of it there a little bit doesn't really do enough to, again, try to take the darts away from Taylor's hand, which is all you're thinking about right now. Good last start there from Taylor.
Asia should get a dart here. Single 19. Tops for a huge 116 checkout. Oh.
See, Taylor was calling for it in the
Yep.
background.
You can see the grimace there, too, when Asia missed it. You always want to see great darts. Double 10. Goes in for Andrea Taylor. Takes a 3-1 lead on Asia Jalbert.
You can see Maddox giving a nod of approval on that one.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be up to Asia to kind of change the destiny in this matchup so far, because it really is, even the leg 1 felt like it was an opportunity for Taylor to have that. You need to really put your foot in the door and say, this is mine to win.
Yeah, and about 8 points off the average from her matches before in the knockout stages for Asia. So a little bit disappointing as well. And still just kind of struggling to score here.
It's just been evading her at times, and that's where the frustrations really lie in this, as currently our other semis 3-3 going down to a last leg decider.
Yeah, good matchup there. 66 average for Lisa Yee, 64 for Dimple Ranches. I know I said this might be the final here in this semifinal, but the other ladies in the other one are proving me wrong.
It's also one of those things where they're not pushing each other the way you would typically expect to see. Mm-hmm. And when one player starts lighting up the board, the other one quickly follows. Taylor having the dart in the mouth, looking at the audience and shaking their head, disapproving of their own shot on the previous visit. And a good course correction by Jalbert there to find the 20 bet on the last.
Again, this is a USA Darts production bringing you the ADO 501 National Championship live at the Tuscany Suites at Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. Part of the 46th annual Winmore Fleetwood Memorial Las Vegas Open. Sean Green joined by Nick Teixeira. Semifinal for the women's division. Andrea Taylor currently up 3-1 on Asia Jalbert in a race to 4.
Quickly shaping up to be 3-2, though. You can just see those last couple of darts looking not very convincing.
Both ladies have been shaky. We saw Andrea play almost lights out in the first match of our stream.
Yeah, 4-0 win over Denise Johns there.
They made it look easy, which is difficult to do against an opponent like Denise Johns. Only 60, but at a finish is Asia.
Yeah, mission accomplished, but no extra credit.
Klebe dart.
Going to be a happy accident on that one. Still helps the cause of getting to a finish, though.
Tell you what, there's nothing wrong with a 116. I'll tell you what.
Tell me
And
what.
That's a 116. Because it leaves a finish. Asia should have 6 darts from here, she would expect.
Should, but no guarantees.
We'll come back. Great setup. Single to double combination. Andrea for the match, though. Would have been huge, not going to go.
It was looking for a stunner there. You have to respect players, though, that dye their hair and match with the jersey. I can certainly relate myself.
I was about to say that it's a player right up your alley for sure. Asia's got to find this double. It does not do so. Andrea, again, didn't really do herself a whole lot of favors on the setup play. 88 remains. Might only be 1 dart at the bull. It is at the bullseye for the match. And you hear the growl.
Yeah, a little bit of a grunt growl there. Not happy with the execution on the bull. Was trying to play with the momentum there. 32 has to go now for Asia.
She's still got to be more aggressive.
Good correction, but is it enough to guide this last start in? It is.
And Andrea again celebrates the hit. It's almost like she's just excited to play more darts.
Well, true competitors will always want it to be a high-octane affair.
3-2 scoreline. You also don't want to win because your opponent misses doubles.
You
That's
want to
never
win because
fun.
you're hitting trebles and doubles.
I mean, I just want to win. That's all I pray for, but that never happens.
One
either.
day you might get your first one. Won't be today, though.
It will not. Mainly because I'm not playing in anything, and because of other reasons.
Yeah, I was like, I can keep going.
Nice 140 start there from Asia, attacking the throw early of Andrea Taylor. We have a last league decider currently ongoing in our other semifinal of the ladies. Can we get another one here?
I mean, Asia's shown true grit in positions like that so far with the tournament run. Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, and that's a storyline that we should talk about. I mean, with her back against the wall, Asia has shot very well to get back in and win matches that she's had to do that in.
And that's the most unteachable thing in darts. You can't teach clutch. If you're able to lock in when it matters most, it doesn't matter how you got that one. Scrappy affairs are still winning affairs.
In our semifinals for the men's side of things, the Milkman, Elliot Milk, currently up 3-0 on the Real McCoy, averaging 83.5 in that bout. Alex Spellman in the other one, currently up 4-2 on Chris Lim, averaging 98, which is terrible because his average was 120-something when I first checked in.
Complete fall off.
Yes.
Temple Ranches on match darts sitting at 38 with 3 clear. Lisa Yee sitting on 4. And their last league decider. Hey, one of your co-commentators just joined in. Keegan Brown also knows me as Josh Peck, but saying enjoying watching the darts from across the pond this evening. Yeah, I saw Keegan, saw Lisa Ashton in the chat earlier. A couple of our friends from overseas, bull hitters, of course. Appreciate all you guys, except for you, Keegan. You kept calling me Josh Peck. You don't even know my real name anymore. You're out of here, banned.
Well, Keegan, on the reverse side of things, appreciate you tuning in, bud. It's great to see you in the comments. It's great to hear you do all the stuff that you're doing. You're doing a great job on the mic.
Yeah, I've been watching. Hate watching, but I've been watching. I'm just kidding.
My goodness. Always a reminder for Keegan ever to agree to a car ride with Americans. Dimple Ranches defeats Lisa Yee. Or that looks like a weird score line for that. Lisa Yee defeats Dimple Ranches 4-3. So Lisa Yee is our first finalist on the women's side. So coming back from injury and just dominating like always.
Oh, that's Lisa Yee to a T.
Originally Hoosier from Indianapolis, Indiana. Currently a Phoenixon.
128 here for Taylor. Looking at the 20s for the bull. Won't get the opportunity, and Asia has a great chance now to make this a 3-3 affair.
If there's one thing that Asia's been shaky on, though, it's been those doubles. Can she make this count now? Yes, she can. Ooh. Let's go to a last leg decider, and that was a break of throw, so Asia will be throwing for this match.
And a complete turntable scenario here.
Andrea backs right on up.
It says, after you.
So here we go, last leg decider. Who wins, Nick?
I believe it's going to be the person hitting the double. Usually the last double.
Usually you don't ride that fence very much, but you are here. That's wonderful.
Well, I mean, again, Asia has the CV right now for this tournament saying, I've won in these scrappy scenarios where I was down and came back. She's going to ride that momentum, and I worry that Taylor is going to be pushing a little bit too much, knowing that, hey, I kind of let this opportunity slip and just trying to make up for lost ground when they don't need to. They just need to play their game.
So, who are you picking to win?
Based off the compliments I just gave to both players there, I would have to say Asia.
Okay. It would be crazy if Asia Jalbert won this tournament after being down 3-0 to Clayana Brandon in the very first match.
If anything, that gives Clayana a lot more gratification in the loss earlier, though. Lisa going to be anxious and excited to play either one of these opponents, though.
We will have the men's final and the women's final coming up after this. The semifinals of the men's currently ongoing out there in the Dart Hall. Alex Spellman, Chris Lim, it's now 4-3 Spellman, and he's only averaging 95 now, and Lim's up to an 88 average. And then in the second semifinal, Elliot Milk is right now serving Bob McCoy his milk. 4-0 lead for Milk, averaging 86 in the process.
Hopefully it doesn't get spoiled.
I believe it's pronounced spoilt, depending on where you're located.
I'm located in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Keegan goes evening, Josh.
Asia looking to set up here. This is an important turn with Taylor right at 214, breathing down the neck.
Argue at this point the most important turn. Maths it up perfectly to leave 160.
Taylor going to try to do one better, though.
Would have loved a different treble than that one.
And at 160 for Jalbert will not need to go necessarily. With 159, it could. Anything's possible. But at the same time, Jalbert going to hit a big one there, finding a 140.
And we'll have 3 clear darts for the match at double 10. Andrea can do nothing about it after the treble 5 miss on dart number 3 in the last turn, and only scores that 59. So Asia Jalbert to make the final in a battle with Lisa Yee. Double 5. And pins double 5, and Andrea Taylor is the most excited. Oh, that is amazing. I cannot tell you how much I love Andrea Taylor after that moment. She celebrated that as if it was her partner winning.
Yeah, no, all respect between these girls here, and you have to give really points for resilience once again for Asia, looking down the barrel of a losing affair and saying, I'm not afraid to continue to push on here. And Taylor, if anything, well, again, max sportsmanship points is going to be saying, man, I really had that one.
Yeah, but at the same time, she is not upset in the least.
No.
Excited for her fellow competitor. So the final is set for the women. Lisa Yee will take on Asia Jalbert in a battle of great favorite female players.
Chris Lim, Alex Bellman, and the last league decider right now, by the way, completely off to the races in that one. Lim with the early signs of faltering as Alex Spellman's going to try to run away.
Yeah, it was 3-0 Spellman early on in that one. Elliot Milk defeats Bob McCoy 5-0. So Elliot Milk is our first finalist for the men's side of things, continuing that run that he had last week at AirCap.
And really taking the advantage of working with someone like Will Stewart on the dartboard to take those lessons and show why it's important to play with legends like Will.
The GOAT, Stewart. Well, guys, after that, we're going to take a short break because Will's making us so he can yell at us off camera. We'll be right back after this. Sean Green, Nick Teixeira with the final of the women's 501 ADO National Championship right after this. Welcome back to the ADO 501 National Championship final for the women's division. As you can see, Asia hit that one dead center of the bowl as they're shooting the bull right now for this final. Asia Jalbert taking on Lisa Yee. I'm Sean Green, joined by my partner in comms this week, Mr. Nick Dirachi Teixeira. Nick, we're in for a doozy of a final between two fantastic players.
Yeah, you're looking at somebody that's getting back into the game after having surgery and having to take a forceful step away in Lisa Yee. And Asia, I mean, you know, you can see she's wearing the WDF World Masters Budapest jersey, right? And has been hitting the board more than ever. Had a great performance earlier last year on the USA Darts Stream, especially when we saw her at the likes of like Cherry Bomb and whatnot. Going to be on a quest to get the prize done here. Both these girls have a lot on the line, and both equal opportunities to win it.
Yeah, 61 average for Asia heading into this, 59 for Lisa. So not much in that at all.
Asia has been playing for the comebacks throughout the run so far, and it's a risky game to be playing, but it's one that she's been doing well in.
To give you their tail of the tape to this point, Lisa Yee defeated Tammy Dauber in the top 16, 4-1, before dispatching Carolyn Mars, the defending champion, 4-2 in the quarterfinals. And then she just defeated Dimple Ranches in the semifinal, 4-3, averaging her best so far in the tournament with a 63.5 average. For Asia, she started off having to come back from a 3-0 deficit against Cleanna Brandon, defeating her 4-3, averaging 62 in that. In the quarterfinals, defeated Tracy Firetag, one of the favorites in this tournament, 4-2, and then defeated Andrea Taylor in the semifinal, 4-3, averaging 60 in that one.
No matter what, there's one takeaway we can already have in this final, Sean. Do you know what that is?
What?
Anybody that says height matters in darts, can you just stop saying it?
Height does not matter in darts. That is fair. But we do have a couple of tall drink of waters on the men's side of things that are going to be battling out in their final for the men's 501 National Championship. That is newly named Winmore-sponsored player Alex Spellman, trying to take down his first title of 2025. He'll have to take on the Milkman, Elliot Milk, and all 6'6" of him in the final.
Well, this final is going to be anything but short, as it's how we race the 5 legs instead of 4.
Yep.
Asia doing a good job of just pushing off, taking advantage of throw early on, looking very settled. I mean, you can say even if the average was not at the number you would expect to see in the last matchup there, she never looked rattled.
Kind of a cool moment here in this final. This will be the first title for either of these women. Whoever wins this ADO 501 National Championship, it will be their first ADO 501 National Championship. For the men's side of things, Elliot Milk is trying to get his second WDF 501 championship. He won in 2020.
Oh, 2 darts now. Does it in 1. Look at that. 76 taken out. Beautiful shot from Asia there. 20 dart leg to get things going, as it is now 1-0, and Lisa Yee is going to have to take advantage of their own throw. Never got a chance to reel in that little fish.
That being said, Asia Jalbert is a 4-time girls 501 youth national champion.
There's actually someone that pointed that out, saying that Asia has a chance to be the first lady to win both the youth and ladies ADO National 501 titles, joined by only Kevin Luke, who's the only other one to do so on the men's side.
It's hard to think that Kevin Luke was young once, but he won that title in 1995. Were you born yet?
No, 1998 is when I was born.
Well, Kevin Luke was winning titles before you were born.
And I don't even win titles.
1-0 lead here for Asia Jalbert in this final, first of 5 legs. The men's final will be coming up next after this. Alex Spellman will be taking on Elliot Milk. Kevin Luke actually also won in 1993.
Lisa uses incredibly short shafts on her darts there. A little bit of a unique setup that you don't typically see. It's almost all barrel with the dart.
You have a more standard setup there from Asia on her darts. Yeah, there's definitely some short shafts. And I always love a player that uses like those old school ruthless.
Yeah, the pentathlon flights.
Yeah.
And it looks like those flights have seen the board a couple times
They've
too.
seen better days.
And parody to Alex Spellman, who will literally, until one of the wings tears off, throw with the same flights.
Yeah, Chris Forbes says it's not a useless fact at all. Corey asking if this is the shortest final ever. By stature, I believe. That I'm not sure. It's got to be up there. Or, I mean, down there.
Asia having a moment here to try to set up for potential 2-0 jump as Lisa Yee sending back at 2-8-2. Does get to the 1-6-4. Not enough to really feel comfortable yet, but Lisa not really attacking this one.
No, and this is Lisa's throw, too. So Asia has at least 6 darts, maybe more, at this 1-6-4 for a break a throw and a 2-0 lead early on in this final. Great treble.
Solid scoring visit there. Lisa Yee trying to get to a finish.
Reminder, the men's final coming up next. After that, singles cricket happens this evening for both men and women. Unable to hit the double 12. She will be back. And probably smart play to go outside on the last one.
Yeah, currently 1 for 3 on the doubles. Took out the 76 with the treble and right at the double there. But again, no harm, no foul. Asia looking for double 12 to get a 2-0 jump.
Oh, that is as close as you can get onto the inside. Double 6. Oh, bust it.
If there's anything that you can take glass half full there is knowing, well, it's better than leaving 6.
That is, you're darn tootin'.
But 126, absolutely eligible to go here.
Starting on the 19s. Needs the treble to leave a shot at the bowl.
Awkward position on that dart to get underneath. You can see caught right on top. The flight had never had a chance to go under.
.88 remains. Try the treble 16 to leave tops. Asia, another opportunity at 24. 3 darts in hand. And again, right there on the wire. You see, she is not happy that she missed the double 12 in the same exact spot. But pegs the double 6. Dead center. 2-0 lead and a break of throw for Asia Jalbert. Early in this final. And Lisa does what she does best, smiles.
I mean, the alarm bells aren't going off for Lisa yet. She knows what she can do, and she knows that she needs to just channel some of that energy onto the board here.
We get a look here at our side views of our players. See, Lisa definitely has a little hop action to her throw.
And you can also see the way that she kind of flares her hand out. It's a little bit of a shortened follow through there.
Mm-hmm. Which can lead to some inconsistency, but when she times everything right, it's good. And on the reverse side, Asia Jalbert, there's just nothing at all you can say about her throw that is remotely poor form.
There's nothing poor form. You can tell with the arc that she has of where her barrel's actually positioned on her dart. That's why you see them sail high or sail low. It's all about release point with a throw like that.
Would you say that's something that you would look into maybe to add a little bit more consistency is to not have it take back as high as it is and maybe follow through a little bit quicker.
Well, it's about
know.
angling your dart down a little bit because, again, reducing your arch gives you a larger window of release points. But it's also one of those things where it has to still feel comfortable one way or another. I know for a fact because I arch my dart quite a lot when I throw.
Well, I'm going to tell Asia right now, do not change your throw at all for any reason at any point in time.
No, it's more so to give Rhyme a reason for where the darts are missing. It's not too much pulling to left or right. It's almost all vertical misses for her typically.
I would argue that most dart players would kill for her throw. We talk about how averages do not tell a story, the whole story, but they do tell a story. Alex Spellman currently leading that 3-dart average on the men's side of things with a 93. Elliot Milks, third overall, second in the remaining players, obviously, at an 88. So about 5 points different in that. In the first 9 averages, there's about 12 points difference in that.
Asia doing a great job in this leg. Again, staying out in front of Lisa Yee, controlling her throw very well here. Lisa going to be kind of kicking herself so far, not being able to show us what she's capable of doing yet.
She hasn't jump-started at all her scoring in this match.
And a part of that is probably to the benefit of that Asia just played on the stream board, right? Lisa's not had a match on the big stage yet.
Yeah,
today, for the record. She's played on stages before.
She jokingly was like, am I up here now? Asia goes back up on dart 3. I believe it's a single 1, unfortunately. Lisa needs at least 2 trebles. And even 2 trebles there would have left 167. So Asia has 6 darts from 111. And she might not need them. 11 tops for a 3-figure checkout. She will be back. That dart was a ways out of there.
Yeah, it wasn't the most calculated attempt ever, but it was still a great way to bring it on down. Again, playing that check down type of strategy here. Asia should have the opportunity for a 3-0 lead here. Nails it dead center. Beautiful shot from Gelbert as she is now 2 legs away from the win. Lisa looking for a first on the board.
And as mentioned earlier in our chat, she gave a little look back at her like, what are you doing? You gonna keep this up? But would be the first female player to win both the youth girls 501 national championship and the women's national championship. Four-time youth champion. Double that of the only man to do that, Kevin Luke. And a million years younger.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Way better hairline, too.
You can say that. What hairline for him?
Well, you said it. Lisa does find a ton on the board there, and I really do think it's one of those trickle effects where she gets the first one on, and she'll start rolling a little bit better here. The question becomes, is there too much ground loss already in this matchup for Lisa? If she gets a leg here, then has to survive the throw 2 different times.
The easy answer to that is no, because we've seen comebacks from this point already, and this is now even an extra leg of time that you have. But is she in trouble? For sure. Right now, Lisa Yee is in a lot of trouble, especially if Asia continues to play at the level that she's currently been playing at.
And then on the other aspect of things, though, Lisa Yee probably didn't have the highest of expectations knowing that she's just coming off that long break.
Yeah, she gave me a big hug and said, "It's great to see you." And I was like, "It's great to see you too." She goes, "Yeah, and I'm in a final? This is great."
I believe when she asked for you earlier, she said, "Where is the banana man?" Is that actually how she worded it?
Only my close friends can call me that, and Lisa qualifies. You, on the other hand,
Extra qualified.
it's Mr. Green to you.
Asia going to try to close on the distance here.
Did not do that. Huge shout out to our chalker once again, Maddox Williams, who chalked the semifinal and the final here.
Well, one of those players that is giddy at the opportunity to be able to do something like this.
He calls it his second job. Lisa Yee on 108 after 15. Much, much better scoring leg from her so far.
She's better average up 8 points just by this leg alone.
54 remains. 36. Tried to Shanghai the 18s on the 108 finish. We'll come back, but now it's an awkward double 9.
It's only awkward if she doesn't get an opportunity split. And Asia might not leave a finish still. Does not leave a finish. So you can go for the split here. It's not as awkward as it could have been.
Yep. But will she?
She will.
She hit the that's 18 scored. She wins.
Master out.
For our UK viewers, master out means that you can finish on a triple, a double, or the bullseye. 25 or 50 would count.
Which
as
is not the
50.
format we're playing here today.
No, it is not.
Or the rest of this weekend, as a matter of fact.
Not at all.
Now it's more awkward.
Yeah, because now you have to go at the double 9. And she can't take it out now. Does leave double 4, but will she return, or will Asia Jalbert take out this 102 for a devastating 4-0 lead? Still on. Treble 19. Would have left tops. 78 left. Must go for Lisa.
Absolutely agree there, Sean. She needs this leg on the board. She needs to get that first strike in there. Has to glide in on that barrel. She doesn't do so, and another opportunity squandered from Lisa Yee.
And another opportunity for Asia Jalbert, although she's only going to get one dart at tops. She put in a good marker with dart 1, though, unable to make it work.
Should use that guy for later.
And reprieve here for Lisa. See, she does a little jig there before shooting this one, and unfortunately busts again.
Right now we're seeing Lisa sail darts that we normally wouldn't see her sail.
No. And in a leg where she scored way better, that's going to be frustrating. She's down 4-0. And she just throws her hands up.
And we'll have to survive the throw of Asia here to keep the tournament run alive.
To say the least, she'll have to survive the throw of Asia right here.
The least.
Then she'll have to dodge everything else.
Well said, Sean Green.
Thank you, Nick Durachi Teixeira. Coming up after this, the men's final for the ADO National Championship. Former champion Elliot Milk does battle with the Jackal, Alex Spellman.
Of course, we will be having our conversations with these ladies, talking about their great run to the finals here. Off stream.
Off stream. I actually was thinking that same question in my head, so I'm happy that you answered it for me. Lisa, great first dart. Unable to follow it through. She's going to look down at the 19s. And Tim Goodwin had a interesting comment earlier about Lisa's darts. We're going to have to check these out. Apparently, the barrels themselves have multiple removable parts to them.
Laser bits.
Some laser bits. So we'll have to maybe do a what's in the case with Lisa Yee.
Well, maybe more simply, what's the case with Lisa Yee?
Lisa Miles back here in a leg that she must win. And at the same time, Asia Jalbert has been nothing but phenomenal in this final.
From this whole tournament so far, going flawless in the round robin phase, surviving an absolute threat of Clayana Brandon, and then surviving Taylor as well. And I say surviving because both those matches were far from her favor. And then to be able to perform like this in the finals. Yeah, Lisa has not put up what we would expect Lisa to put up, but Asia still had to throw her darts to get to this point.
And she has. And she's raised it up from the semifinal performance that she had. Exactly like she knew that she would need to do here in this final. And we mentioned it early on. She's no longer an up and comer. She's now here. She's arrived.
Yeah, and we'd love to see what she continues to do, especially in some of the WDF events we have coming up this weekend.
Yeah, does this spark some confidence for the entire rest of the weekend, do you think?
It has to. This is the tune-up day. This is the day where, I say tune-up day. There's a lot on the line just for a national championship, but because of everything else with the weekend, this is all about getting everything started off right, making sure that the arm's feeling good, making sure the darts are flying straight, and that's something you can say for Asia right now.
A ton here from Lisa puts them even. Does not do that. So 6 darts from Asia for Asia Jalbert at least for the title of the women's 501 national champion to go along with her 4 youth titles. The setup play left a little bit to be desired.
Lisa gonna go on for a finish here. But not really doing much of that either. Does get down, but 109 will have to be the first fade.
And look at this, double 18. 1 match start come and gone for Asia Jalbert. Will she get more? Yes, she will. At least 3 to be exact.
Oh, I thought it was going to go in on the last there for Yi, but Jalbert 36 for the title to match with her others.
And there it is, her first women's ADO national championship goes to Asia Jalbert. Gets the job done. Well done indeed.
Her run was almost preordained with the adversaries that she had to overcome, and she did so in style. 5-0 win, absolute class. And you can see people taking pictures in the background. Pops giving some love and support there.
Yeah, and listen, I'm going to go ahead, and I have 2 daughters. I would say that there's probably nothing to be more proud of than to see your own kid succeed in something that is your passion, as it is for Aaron as well, who also played in the men's event and just got lost in the first round of the knockout stage. So I was able to support Asia the entire time. But hats off to our champion, Asia Jalbert.
Yeah, great stuff from her there. And Lisa, no expectations, right?
Yeah.
You were just trying to get back into the game, trying to make sure the arm's feeling good. Well, apparently it healed twice as strong as she did make it to a final here, and there's nothing to really scoff at in that regards either, as now it's time for the men to really show us what they have on the board here, and looking forward to what should be a very interesting affair there.
Yeah, it's going to be quite a show, ladies and gentlemen. We got Alex Spellman, newly sponsored by Winmore, doing battle with the Milkman, Elliot Milk. That final for the ADO 501 Men's National Championship will be coming up right after this.
Let me tell you about A to Z Darts. We're a specialty dart store with over 10,000 different products. We create in-depth videos and blogs to help improve your game and showcase our products. We give helpful advice on how to practice darts, the fundamentals of form and mechanics, and how to make better decisions when purchasing your darting equipment. Whether you're brand new or a seasoned player, we try to provide fun and informative content. I'm Jen, the creative director for A to Z Darts. I've been playing for over 10 years and I've traveled the world competing in and promoting the sport. This is Will. He runs our live streaming company, USA Darts, and travels the globe as well to broadcast major darting events and interview PDC players alike. You'll find over 2,000 different sets of darts on our website. Guessing right now you're pretty interested in our resources? Learn about form, throwing mechanics, practice routines, scoring and grouping, checkout methods, cricket strategy, and much more. Visit a-zdarts.com to take advantage of our blog or follow us on social media at AZDarts today. What is the purpose of the Vertex stand? This product is made by Winmore, and they have solved 3 different problems. Number 1, when you don't want to permanently mount a dartboard. Number 2, when you can't drill into your walls. And number 3, when you want to travel with a dartboard. Not everyone wants a dartboard permanently mounted into a wall. Perhaps you just want to bust out the dartboard occasionally to entertain friends or family. The Vertex stand is perfect because you don't drill into the wall, you simply lean it against a flat surface. This is easily the most convenient product I've ever seen that you can set up or tear down super fast for portability. In minutes, you can have everything packed and ready to go with you for your next darts tournament or a friend's house or even camping. You can lean this bad boy up against a tree. On top of all of that, I love the idea of being able to easily travel with a dartboard. This thing is awesome. I was given it just to review, but believe me when I say it is not going back to A to Z Darts. They can try.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the moment we've been waiting for all stream long, the final of the men's 501 ADO National Championship between Alex Spellman and Elliot Milk. I'm Sean Green, joined by Nick Teixeira. Nick, we are in for a doozy of a final between 2 top dart players.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this matchup as Alex Spellman, of course, we talked about it, wanting to really start off his year correctly. Start off with all those big sponsorship announcements and now start off with a win in the ADO National event. Elliot Milkman, I don't think was on enough radars going into this one and is going on quite the run and putting up the numbers to back it up.
Elliot Milk, of course, known mostly for partnering with Will Stewart in the AirCap doubles event last weekend, bring down that title.
Well, and Alex Spellman, most known for partnering up with Maddox Williams at the Cherry Bomb.
There you go. Maddox is chalking, I believe, in this one, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, there he is. I just made a guess, educated guess based on facts and reasoning. Alex Spellman, you mentioned this in the top 16. He played against Leonard Gates on our stream. And you mentioned that you thought that the tournament might be decided with how that match turned out. Do you say Alex Spellman wins this tournament now?
Oh, I love being right, so I'm going to have to agree with that.
There you go. Well, let's give the tail of the tape. In round number 1, Alex Spellman defeated Jason Watt 4-2. Spellman averaging 98 right out the gate there. In round number 2, Leonard Gates was the loser side of the Alex Spellman match, 4-2. 92 average for Spellman in that one. In the quarterfinals, Spellman defeated Robbie Phillips, 4-1. An 88 average from Spellman in that. And then in the semifinal, defeats Chris Lim in a last leg decider with a 94 average. For Elliott Milk, on the reverse side of things, defeated Jim Widmeyer, the ADO national president, or current national president, 4-1 with a 95 average. Round number 2, 4-2 over Tom Curtin, averaging only 77, so a bit of inconsistency there from Milk. In round number 3, pumps it right back up, 4-1 victory over Charlie Harrison with a 97. And then in the semifinal, defeats Bob McCoy 5-0.
As Alex Spellman goes 180 and then misses outside on the 90 in the last start there. We're already putting on quite the performance to get things going.
Yeah, and Milk miles behind. Not on a finish after 15.
This is a settle-in leg. Unlike his last name, really does age better over time.
Well, that's going to be very awkward for Spellman. He starts landing pretty flat, and that 12 is, yeah, you see it just kiss right up.
And not much of a chance to find one in there, giving a little bit more time for Elliott to have an outside opportunity, although you don't expect Spellman to miss more than 4 darts at a double leg, let alone 7.
No, yeah. No.
That does help for Elliott, though. That's step 1. Step 2 is Alex not hitting the double 12 if you're a Milk fan, and that's an awkward spot.
Yep. Yeah, and he almost did that on purpose. Double 6. And he does pin it. So he played around with it, but gets the job done in 21 for a hole to throw. Alex Spellman up 1-0. First to 6 legs in this final.
Yeah, one for 7 on doubles, but doesn't matter if you're going first and it was a hole to throw, right? So doesn't make too much of a difference at the end of the day. Elliott, though, will not throw another leg like he just threw in the last. He's going to be able to ramp it up here. Look of grit and determination on both of these gentlemen's faces, wanting to get the first title of the weekend on the men's side of the things.
In last year's event, Elliott Milk lost in the top 32 to Kevin Luke 3-2. Alex Spellman was not here.
Notably, both these guys, ESPN athletes.
Yes, they are. And that is not what you expect out of Alex Spellman. Only 28 scored.
Yeah, not the normal level of poise that you would see from him on the board. And Elliott's really kind of just hammering away, finding pretty good form here. Is going to continue to ramp up over time. Like I said, he's one of those guys that might not start off leg number 1 with the most impressive performance, but by leg 5, he's hitting everything. All about the early jump.
And Spellman's also a player that plays with comfortability, and he'll go through some little minor fixes to his throw, depending on what he feels is working or not working. And that is a perfect dart for a 180. And that's a 180 from Alex Spellman. That perfect dart on dart 1 just to stack nicely for him. It's almost guaranteed if he just follows that.
And he was keen to do so there, Sean.
But Elliott Milk, 140 to follow, leaves 48. Spellman,
136 has to go now.
and it won't. 96 left. Beautiful setup play. Milk should get 2 darts clear at a double.
You're going to have to fade these doubles if you're Spellman. Double top it is. Elliott Milk to get his first leg on the board. Make it chalk.
Ooh.
Pulls it well down. It's going to have to recover and does do so. Dead center of the double 10. Figured out what he did there real quick.
Yeah, he got real tight on dart 2, and then he's like, well, can't get much worse than that. And loosens it up nicely. 1-1 scoreline.
It's a blessing and a curse if you're Alex Spellman with, you're talking about the idiosyncrasies of thinking about every part of his throw, these mini battles he has with himself, fixing something, retuning, and going. When you are able to analyze your throw, yeah, you can correct what's going on, but all of a sudden you can also overcorrect by thinking about something else. Elliott, not that kind of player.
No.
He's just going to get up, he's going to throw the dart, he's going to have his pinkies up because he's a gentleman, and really sling him into the board.
He knows he's playing Phil Taylor every time his opponent steps to the line.
That's a famous quote from Elliott Milk right there. why is it when I play someone, it's Elliot Milk? Wait, no, Phil Taylor. He's playing in the mirror, apparently.
That'd be really impressive if he said the Elliot Milk thing. Kind of a bold statement, but
It would be good self-affirmation for the gentleman. Spellman's going to have to go for a cover here. Does find the 19s. Throw is under attack so far from Elliott. He's been closing the distance.
and he should leave a finish. 140 leads 136. That's after 9. So the scoring is starting to increase here for both players.
It's hard to bet against Alex, but just something about Elliott right now is showing quite the level of resolve.
Just setup play. Not as much of a setup as he would have liked, and this is the type of checkout that Spellman just takes. Treble 19. Oh, would have left double 19. 76 left, right back on up. Leaves double 8. A lot of pressure on this 81, but this is to break the throw for Milk early in this final.
Needs to play for the 12 for Bull. We'll get a dart at it. Break he does not, as that was pulled well outside there. Alex Spellman for a hold that's almost feeling like a break.
It ended up being a steal, I think, at the end of the day. Milk was on 136 after 9. Only got one dart at the bowl after that, so a bit of a punt there for Milk after a brilliant start to the leg. Spellman up 2-1. You see Alex Spellman wearing his brand new jersey design, and already all those sponsors on that jersey ready to go. The Consummate Pro. I mentioned this in my congratulations announcement that if Winmore wanted to pick a player to ruin their brand, they could not have picked a worse player in Alex Spellman, who will do everything the absolute correct way. As a person, as a player, and as a sponsored player. So congratulations to all of his new sponsors for getting on the Spellman train.
Well, not only does he get the results playing on the board, so he gets sponsors like he does, but he's such a wonderful ambassador, right? I mean, you're seeing him on Facebook and YouTube posting out these very informative deep dives and running a darts academy virtually to help train people and training people on site at events as well. I mean, that's the type of stuff that really helps elevate you in the whole eyes of the community.
And now, it's not only that he's a ambassador for darts overall, but American darts and North American darts, and growing the game over here, which is a bit of a different mindset than I would say most, and I always appreciate that.
He also said in an interview with Will where he quoted LeBron James saying he doesn't want to export his talents to Europe.
There you go. I love it. He's not going to take his talents to North Beach.
64 for the Milkman on delivery with the cartons.
Double 8. Does not go. And this is a huge opportunity for Spellman. Single to double combination should get 2 darts here for a break in 14. And a 3-1 lead now for Spellman. And he's halfway to the finish line.
And that's what was so good about Spellman's game, the level of composure at all times, faced with a moment like this, where you get, it's easy to overexert. You know, okay, I didn't expect to have this opportunity for the break. All of a sudden I do, and you start pushing. No, not Alex Spellman.
We can see the textbook throw there from Spellman. No movement whatsoever. Elliott's is going to be a little bit more nonchalant, but the exact same as far as his elbow actually pops up a little bit when he throws, but no movement whatsoever in his body. Exactly how you should do it.
Yeah, still is a statue, looking like a carved out jackal in the deserts of the darting world.
The only other good nickname for Spellman would have been like Old Stoneface.
I could probably come up with a few, but it's none I should say out loud.
What?
I'm just kidding. I don't know. I just work here, man. What do you want?
A lot of things. None I can have. All right, Spellman.
Having a little bit of trouble finding the scoring segment that he was aiming for there. Does find on the last, but not enough to really make a meaningful difference on a turn with his throw, where he really wants to get that continued lead.
And Milk attacking it, trying to break right back. Not letting Spellman get away from him here.
Elliot Milk, again, one of those guys that has always just been around the top level of the game, has gotten titles here or there, has won big events before, but will just kind of sneak up on you. You don't hear him in a lot of those favorites talks where really he has earned his right to put himself in that echelon because he's been in that echelon of these top-level players.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was one leg away from qualifying for the U.S. Darts Masters a couple years ago. He wins a lot of events that he plays in, a lot of the soft tip and steel tip events. He doesn't play CDC very often at all. Doesn't play a lot of those like real major tournaments on tours. He lives in an area where it's difficult to travel. He's a warden, so he can't really the boss man can't get that much time off work. Bullseye for Spellman and a huge 4-1 lead. And no. Just a bit outside to honor the late, great Bob Uecker, passed away yesterday.
Elliott, though, on cleanup duty after he sailed the double 5 down, will get 2 darts and will take advantage. Alex Spellman not going to be able to make that 4-1 advantage. Instead, 3-2 with Elliott the chance to make it chalk.
And we're now back on throw. So Elliott gets his drink of water.
Gotta stay hydrated around here. And see those trophies sitting on the table ready to be claimed.
Yep. This is the final of the ADO Men's 501 National Championship.
Alex Lowe's placing his darts on the bottom of the bed. Nice and flat. He's going to try to stack it in there. Might kick up.
Oh, unlucky. Kiss over to the 135.
Elliott, though, his scoring has been just fine, right? It's been a lot of 2 trouble turns, a lot of quick visits where he's able to find the first one right where he wants it. And when you're able to find that trouble on the first, it gives you so many more options than otherwise you'd be privy to.
Another perfect 2 darts. This has to be a 180. Yeah, there's no way that wasn't going to be. That's a 180 from Alex Spellman.
Yeah, raining in a nice shot there here at the Tuscany Suites and Casino.
Both these gentlemen trying to win the jackpot of this event. The ADO 501 National Championship. Last year's defending champion, Joey Linall, lost in the knockout stage. 32 remaining players. Fell to some guy named Ram Guevara. Elliott all around the treble. Both these gentlemen all around the treble. It's almost unlucky if they miss it.
Well, the expectations are just so high on themselves as he's going to stay right there. Will not get the opportunity. The bull dart shanks a little bit.
Unlucky. 56 left. So Milk a chance to hold his throw and tie up this ball game 3 apiece.
And he's going to do it right here. You just have a feeling. Double 8 now is going to be the look. Milkman on delivery. Can right in on that dart and does do so, giving a little bit of a celebration there, showing some emotions on the line as it is now a chalk matchup, and Alex Spellman will try to regain his lead.
Spellman was sitting on tops after 12 when Milk hit that in 15. See, the average is just creeping up ever so slightly. Both players starting to up their game a little bit. The final that we were expecting is starting to take shape. Nice 137. Opening there for Milk. Elliott Milk. Again, like I mentioned, Warden. Back in his hometown. Alex Spellman, Fuquay Varina, North Carolina.
It could be something to Elliott's benefit, right? I mean, he's a warden. He's used to locking people up. That's what he's going to try to do against Spellman. 3-1 down was a potential 4-0 deficit at one point there. Was faded instead, and now a 3-3 situation. Both these players have been showing right around that 90 range, been chilling in a pretty comfortable position.
Yeah, and Elliott, another chance to attack the throw here. 2:46. Should be the first to a finish now.
Alex Spellman, one of those top steel tip players that North Americans really treasured, right? Has done so well when we've seen him over at the Modus, has done well in the CDC, has done well in pretty much anything he set his sights on.
Yeah, he's been a CDC #1 on the Order of Merit. He lost to Ryan Joyce, averaging 99 at the World Darts Championship a couple years ago now.
Well, that was an incredible match to watch.
He's going to go the bull route here. Treble 19, treble 20 will leave the bullseye. Excuse me.
Even if that did go into the 20, though, that was an awkward spot for his dart to try to get in it to the bull.
So Milk should have 2 darts to break again to win 3 legs on a spin and take a 4-3 lead. Double 16.
Use that dart, but doesn't this time. Last time was able to. Alex Spellman with an opportunity for 87.
20 for bull or treble 20 for double 5. Bullseye. Almost a must go. And he pins the bull for the 87 checkout when he needed it the most. And a 4-3 lead now for Alex Spellman. It's a hole to throw that has to feel like a break.
I would agree with you there. It started off with Alex Spellman very convincing leg 1 to Elliott, not really locked in, needed about 9 to 12 more darts of practice, it seemed, because he was been different ever since that. Vice versa, though, it's just one of those situations where Alex hasn't really felt in control of this matchup at all, despite having that lead early on.
You see Spellman is using those Winmore Fusion flights as part of that sponsorship. Huh?
Just confirming with the chalker that the score was inputted correctly. Again, shout out to Maddox.
Yeah, and it was pointed out in the chat earlier. Chalked the semifinal of the ladies, the final of the ladies, and this final. Last year did the same thing. Loves to be up there on that stage chalking these.
A bit awkward positioning after the first 2 of those darts. Would prefer to Elliott to probably go for a cover on that last one as you kind of see how that dart sailed up. Visual blockers are still blockers in the sense that you have to make sure to place that dart perfectly.
25. I love that. That's the new age route of going at the 305.
Oh, yeah.
The 18s, it makes perfect sense if you hit a treble 18. You have to hit 2 more trebles no matter what. If you go at the 20s, you only have two trebles in the 25. And Spellman does leave 160. Another one of those. For the 160 checkout and a 5-3 lead.
Clicks off the wire there, and Elliott knows that there's not much he can do in this scenario, though. Even if he finds a perfect round to leave himself at 16, Alex Spellman looking likely to get to match point now.
Yeah, you want to talk about a time for a break, a throw. And all Elliott can do is try to get low.
Still a great effort. Alex Spellman double top here. Does do so.
13 darter.
And we'll have the darts in this leg here with the first one of him being on match point.
Yeah, first of 6. It was 3-3 scoreline. Alex rattles off 2 straight. And is firing on all cylinders. And that's a 180 start for Alex Spellman.
It's a lot of direction, positive momentum there for the Jackal. Elliott, nothing he can really do except kind of go along for the ride here and make sure if an opportunity is available, he seizes it.
And a troublous visit from Elliott Milk.
No 9-dart chance there, as that was a little bit of an awry turn.
That's how I typically fall at 180.
I don't know if you ever hit one, Sean.
There was that one time.
Practice doesn't count.
It better count.
Spellman still out in front, though. Elliott sitting back. Good cover shot there from Spellman.
Yeah, doing enough. We'll have 6 darts from 179, no matter what Milk does here. And just a bad time to go a little cold on the trebles. Spellman does enough. Leaves 80 after 12. Almost 180 needed by Milk. Just to put enough pressure on it. A great 140, though. But Spellman for the title. Tops for the fans. Tops.
Elliott's still calling for it.
Oh.
And it doesn't happen here. It's a now or never moment for Elliott Milk. If he does take this, though, he could go on a little bit of a tear. 1-1 is the checkout needed.
After the first one goes on the double, does Elliott think that it's over already and he's already kind of gotten mentally out of it?
He's just trying to get himself back into it. He expected that to go. Just with that first dart, you're absolutely right.
Should get a dart.
11. Give yourself a chance here. Alex also nodding like as if it's already gone in. You can see it.
A bullseye to stay in this match.
He is grinning back there.
He just goes, oh, well, before this is thrown. Oh, and it's not close on that last one. So Spellman, 3 match darts incoming.
Three outside so far in the double 20. Make that 4.
That's awkward. That is, his darts lay very flat. He does not have much room at all here.
And doesn't get it. 5 missed darts for the match now.
Will he get more? That is not guaranteed. Milk 31 remains. 15 for double 8.
I must collect here for Elliott Milk.
It's been great on double 8 so far. It's got to be double 4. And he bends the wire. 3 more match darts incoming for Spellman.
Yeah, unfortunate there. The darting gods fighting against Elliott Milk. Double 20s fighting against Alex Spellman. Does get to finally aim at a different segment. Over to the 5, though. Continuing to still have struggles and woes, but it does not matter as Alex Spellman does win here 6-3 over Elliott Milk and gets the ADO 501 trophy.
Yeah, great match, great final. Nothing really in the averages between the two of them. Elliott Milk is done talking. He just wants, let's get these trophies. And you know, if you start talking to Alex Spellman, he's going to keep talking to you. So great final there. And hugs around for the chalker. Maddox, great job, buddy. But hats off to our champion of the ADO Men's 501 National Championship, Alex the Jackal Spellman.
Another accomplishment on Spellman's resume and a good way to start off the year for him. Of course, Elliott Milk, nothing really to be ashamed of there. I feel like that first leg, he just came out just a little bit colder than he anticipated. He got on that tear a little bit, and then it just got away. It was these spurts. But he had his moments, he had his opportunities, and he's going to be happy to start off this weekend like this. See the president of the ADO, Jim Wood.
Elliott confused. He thinks that that's not his trophy.
He's like, really? That's the one I get?
Yep. So here we go. As they get their pictures taken, that'll do it for our morning coverage. we will interview them off screen and have those for you. But we will be back for singles cricket action tonight at 6 p.m. local time, which is 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. So from Nick Teixeira, Sean Green, and Will Stewart, USA Darts Productions, live in Las Vegas, Nevada, we'll be back with that coverage at 6 p.m.